Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Hey, hey. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. There we go. JW said thin line. Oh shoot, hold on. Let me change that. That is not what it is. I'm going around. Right, Divinity is. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what we're gonna do. How's everybody doing? It can be both. I disagree. But we'll see. We'll see where this goes. I disagree. How's everybody doing? It's Saturday. It's Saturday. I've been very busy today. It's been a very busy Saturday for me. And I'm still not done. I still got a lot of stuff to do. So this is top of the list right here. I haven't been live all day. I should have went live earlier. I was not able to. I was doing other stuff for my other pages. I got it. Yeah. So been busy, man. Those who do get shit done. That's true. I agree. My wife said there's a loud noise in the background. It's probably my fan because it's hot. Can you guys hear me? Is the audio good? Does my mic sound nice? Check one. Over on the YouTubes, can y'all hear me? Yep. It's about that warm here. Actually, I don't even know what. Let me see. It's not 90. It's in the 80s. It's probably in the low 80s, probably, if I had to guess. I haven't really been outside much today. A guy in my comments on the video said men grape to keep the species going and it's normal. Oh my God. That's wicked work. Wicked work. Men don't need to grape. If you're the last man on earth and there's one woman on earth and you can't get that woman to sleep with you, even under the guise of keeping creation going, then we probably shouldn't exist anymore. It's probably about time to chalk it up. Charge that to the game. Appreciate it. Hey, appreciate the gifts, y'all. Let's keep liking the live. We up to 5,000 likes already. I love that, man. We back at home. I hope, like I said, everybody's having a great Saturday. I've had a very productive day. I wish I could show you guys all this stuff I got going on back here, but I can't. But I got a whole setup now. Feels good. Got a whole setup. My wife took care of me. She bought me a lot of lights and stuff like that. So it feels good. Me too. I'm excited. I'm excited to be live. I'm excited to have this conversation. And yeah, I mean, so I'm having this conversation because if you guys haven't guessed already, there are a lot of dudes who there's a lot of dudes who don't understand this concept, right? I constantly have to have this this talk, bring up this topic all the time. A lot of these topics, they'll never go away, right? I'm sorry, I won't say never, but like I'm gonna have to spin a block on them often because men we just don't seem to grasp these ideals. So I want to talk about how men clearly don't understand what protection is, first and foremost. Or I think men do understand what protection is, but whatever. But men, we gotta one thing has to give. Either we don't know what protection is, and we need education on it, or we're playing dumb about what protection is, so that we can use the concept or idea of protection to control women and to manipulate women. You can't protect if you're insecure. It's tough. It's definitely tough to protect if you're insecure. So I recently made a video, and it got a bunch of comments or whatever, and I started to kind of engage with a couple of the comments, and I was like, okay, I think it's time to bring this one back. Appreciate you, Lady Kim. Thanks for the new sub. We will be having the decompression live after this, so yes. So thank you to all the subs. We will be running the decompression live after this. So but yeah, so I'm talking, I'm having this engagement with guys or whatever, and they usually talk themselves into a pretzel, right? And one of them made a comment, and the comment was, here, I'll read the comment to you guys. I will read the comment to you. It says, one of them was, bro, you use one example to show that men are somehow not protectors. This is goofy. That's goofy. I protect my woman, so you sound goofy basing this off one example. I wasn't basing this off one example. I made a video about that young lady that was being berated by that dude. I don't know where they were. She was in a car. Some guy allegedly was, or apparently was, next to the car, and he was yelling at her. She didn't know. She wasn't for sure. He ended up pulling out a pew pew. So, and she was pleading with her boyfriend to drive off. He wouldn't drive off. And I basically made a video saying that men aren't the protectors, because obviously, if we were the like, that was an easy one, right? Isn't that an easy way to protect a woman, is to she's screaming at you to leave, and you're like, you can hear him huffing and puffing in the background, which is funny. Even after the dude pulled out the pew pew and everything, he was in the background like still mad, and he still didn't drive off. So I said, all bark, no bite. But I mean, so anyways, I was saying, after watching that video, I was like, this is like, y'all be talking about who's gonna wake up in the middle of the night and protect the household if somebody breaks in. Why would I believe that you guys would do that when you're not willing to drive off? When your woman is saying that there's a guy next to you guys with a gun, with a pew pew. You see what I'm saying? I don't like that. That be the thing that I'm like, yeah, I don't have no faith in y'all. I have no faith in y'all. I have no faith in men in general when it comes to this whatsoever. You guys could tell me all day long, we're protectors, but time and time again, you guys fail to accurately describe what protection looks like, and B, you in the moments we fail time and time again. My hair's not green; it's my green screen behind me. It's for the YouTubes. It looks better with the green screen. But yeah, so that's the thing. That's the thing that I'm like, that's the thing for the men to explain to me is, how can we be predators and protectors at the same time? Right? That's a part of it. But also, how are you a protector? Like, the first part of protection is to listen to the woman. Like in this case, you have to listen to the woman to protect her. And men don't listen to women in general. So that's hard for me to believe that men are these great protectors when we don't listen to our women. You know what I'm saying? So she's screaming at this man to drive off. He refuses to drive off. He's clearly not listening. How can he protect her? Right? Makes sense to me. Maybe, Maybe you guys, maybe somebody can explain to me how there's any other way for me to see that. Like how are we these great protectors? I don't think that men actually offer much in the way of protection for women or for anybody. I don't think people in general, I think the world is perilous. I think that I am a Californian. I think that no matter who you are, there's always somebody badder, there's always somebody bigger. You know, so I never understood it, right? How are they protectors and the number one predators of violence? Exactly. How are we protectors and predators? That's the thing that I want to understand. How can we be both things at the same time? Somebody said we're both. You can't be both. You can't be. Right? I don't that's where it conflicts. Right? So let me read this other comment. For every video like this, there's a video of a man protecting a woman. For every video of that man not listening to his woman, allegedly, there's a video of a man protecting a woman. I disagree with that. I don't think that there are. And also, here's where your logic comes to an abrupt halt. Because in those videos, appreciate you, Adelia, in those videos where the men are protecting the women, right? Your videos that you're talking about, who are they protecting the women from? And then that's where the argument ends for you. That's when it's over, right? In my mind, it's over at that point. You see what I'm saying? If you're going to tell me for every man that protects, there's a man that's going to harm. So at the very least, at the most, we're at a 1-to-1 ratio. There you go. It's a 1-to-1. So it's 50%. So most men are protectors. So we can't say in general, men are protectors right off the rip. So and now you're going to say, oh, most men aren't violent. Okay, then who is if most men aren't violent, then who is committing all these acts of violence? Right? Because we know that the vast majority of crime, the vast majority of abuse goes unreported. The vast majority of it goes unreported. Unreported, not unsolved. I haven't even gotten there yet. The vast majority of abuse, the vast majority of crime in general, but abuse of violence is unreported. It's unreported. Now, you want to get to the amount that is actually solved, very little is solved. Very, very, very little is solved. Very few crimes are solved, right? That's what I'm saying. The vast majority of violent crimes are unreported. 2% of crimes are reported or something like that in the world. 2% of violence, if you think about it that way, is reported. Right? Most unalivings go unsolved. Think about that. Most unalivings go unsolved, let alone beatings, let alone robbings, let alone burglaries, let alone, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of, like, the vast majority of that stuff is not getting solved. Appreciate the new sub. The vast majority of that stuff is not getting solved. Hold on. The vast majority of that stuff is not getting solved. That's because it was on sub only from last night. I was wondering, I was like, hey, all these subs jumping in. Hey, do what you got to do. I didn't even mean to do that. Yeah, worldwide, men commit 98% of crimes, not 90. So almost 100% of crimes are committed by men. In America, it's like 85%. Oopsies. So that's what I want. That's what I want that's what I want y'all to to tell me today. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the answer. Yeah. World globally 98%. Globally 98%. Not just in America. In America is less. Men have always been violent. Yeah, these men think our crime solvers are gods. They said leave it up and leave it to God. In general, Omar Jamal, what do you mean in general? Thanks for letting the comment folks CJ. Oh man. Yeah, I do be cutting on the sub only chat. Oopsies. Sorry, not sorry. Our government doesn't solve everything, and government can't save all the poor. Our government doesn't try to solve everything. They don't even attempt to. They're not even attempting to solve everything. Ocean, what's good?
What's good? I just want to say something and then drop down. Speaking of, and I'm almost going to speak up on this one. Fellas are not the protectors, and not because they're the ones that are the perpetrators, but because they are scared. They are scared. Fellas, I'll speak on this one time because I had a lot I was going to say, but I'll speak on this one time. I remember driving and I asked this girl, because I heard her getting cussed out, and the dude was doing all kind of stuff in the car, and she was sitting at a light, and the window was down and stuff, and I looked over there at her, and she looked over there at me, and I straight up told her when he got quiet, and I said, I got any and everything it is that you need. If you want to hop out that car and you want to hop in mine, I got you, girl. I said, why, you'll be okay. And she looked at me, and she looked at me, and was like, tell her to shut up, and I pulled up a little bit so I could look at him, and I said, I'll make sure you don't touch her if she do decide to get out. And he didn't say nothing. He got quiet after that. Like everything was shut off. And the light seemed like it was taking forever. Then, eventually he turned up the music. But he didn't say anything after that. But I made it clear to her that you were safe if you decide you want to hop out that car. I got you. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So you can't protect somebody that you're not around most of the time. You know how they always say, we work all these hours and stuff, so we provide for the house, or we provide for whatever they're providing for. If you're gone all the time, how you protecting her? She by herself. If she got a kid with her, how you protecting her? She by herself.
Yeah.
You can't. Your body is not there. You can't do nothing. Not only that, but when you are there, you're not protecting her for your emotions. You're not protecting her from your mouth, your reckless mouth. You're not protecting her from the way that you act. You out there doing whatever it is that you want to do. You embarrassing her, all of that other kind of stuff. You're not protecting her. Physical is not the only type of protection that you have.
Yeah.
In all the other ways, you are failing. So you're not the protector. A lot of times you are the aggressor. You are the assailant. You're the reason why she needs protection.
That's right.
So let's not saying that we are the protectors. We are the protectors. Most of the time, if you're really doing all this that you say you're doing, working all the time, you can't. You're not with her.
Yeah.
She has to protect herself. She got to figure it out on her own. She got to make the decisions to make sure that she's safe by herself or when she's with people. And a lot of times in these streets, it's women protecting women. I always say, women protect women. Because we the ones that step up, like I did when I was sitting in the car. And that's just one time. We got a long list of times that I've done it, but that was just one time. It's usually us that step up and say something when it comes down time for it. Yeah. For no matter who it is, if it's another woman, another dog, another bird, a man, it doesn't matter. We women are the ones who usually step up, and we don't just step up to protect women. We also step up to protect men, and we also step up to protect animals.
Yeah, and children. Yeah, that's fact.
And children. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that, and I'm going to drop.
Okay, Ocean. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's a word, too. Yeah, men, that's the thing that I think. Oh, Omar Jamal, you got muted for the live, brother. You can come up and get unmuted, but you know the drill if you ever been in here. A lot of tapping, not enough yapping. A lot of tapping, not enough yapping. You can come up. I got you. I will unmute you as soon as you come up. What up, Javon? Well, yeah, this doesn't have to look. The wildest thing is it's not that it has to be brought to their attention. It's that we have to let them know that we aren't buying it. Like, that's the reason why The reason why I continuously say this stuff is I want them to know that we know that, you know what I mean, like the truth. Because if you don't say anything, they'll think they're getting away with it. They'll think like, oh, see, they really think we're the protectors. Got them, guys. Like, no. I'm gonna let them know. Like, we see through you. Those of us that see what's going on, we see through you. We know. Y'all in here lying. Y'all can try to lie to us all you want to, but we know that you aren't the protectors. We know. That other guy, Tiffany, was good. The other guy just said that. Sorry, I got something in my eye. He said that the vast majority of men, or no, he said that a small percentage of men are committing crimes. Sir, do you know how often crimes are committed? Do you know how often crimes are committed? And I'm only speaking of a certain type of crime. I'm not talking about identity theft. I'm not talking about scams. I'm not talking about people stealing ATMs and stuff. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about violence specifically. You mean to tell me you think 10% of men are responsible for 90% of violence? Like, are you freaking kidding me? You know how much violence? How many fights have we been in? I mean, when I think back on my childhood and my teenage years, bro, I got into so many fights. None of them ever reported. I never filled out one police report from any fight I've ever been in. I got into a fight. The only fight I ever got into on school campus was in the 6th grade, and I got suspended. I was like, I ain't never fighting again on school campus. If I fight, we gonna fight after school, or we gonna fight before school, but we not gonna fight during school. JW got arrested for fighting. Yeah. But as many fights as I've been in, I'm either fighting before school or I'm fighting after school. But none of them got reported. When I was an adult and we had bar fights, I remember fighting. I remember fighting a dude in my 20s. We was fighting at Sharky's at a bar, and my boy got bumped and he started tussling, and I started tussling with his homie. No police came. I mean, we didn't get arrested. Maybe they came after we left because we left. I got into a fight at a step show with my dad, and my cousin beat up some dudes at a step show. Like no reports. I know it didn't get reported. There was nobody there to take a report. So these are all acts of violence that I know that I was responsible for or was involved in many a times, and nothing ever got reported. I've seen more. I've seen more acts of violence not get reported. I've seen people get robbed, jacked. I've seen people get carjacked. I've seen people get their phones taken. I know they didn't fill out no report. People get jumped. Nobody went to the police. The homie got hit with that. Got hit with something. He didn't. I don't know who did it. He knew, but he never said who did it, though. He knew. That's what I'm saying. So when y'all get up here talking about most men don't be committing violence and da-da-da-da-da, you're wrong. You're wrong. And it's not, I'm sorry, y'all. I take that back. I will say I will give y'all most men are committing violence. That's really not what this discussion is about so much. It's more about when violence is committed, who is committing the vast majority of said violence. Men, step number 1. Step number 2, when the violence needs to be addressed, who is most likely to address it? Not men. So either way, you see what I'm saying? So either way, how are we the protectors? It doesn't make sense. If when the violence is committed, the act of violence is committed, we're doing it. And when that act of violence is committed and somebody's like, help me, a man is not the most likely person to step up. That's just the reality. That's just the reality. That's just the reality. Damn, the audio's not lining up with the visuals again. It was happening yesterday too. Oh, okay. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Yesterday it was happening too. All right. There's a slight delay. Interesting. What up, y'all? On the YouTubes, I see you. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's a lag. I don't know what it is. It could be because my phone is hot. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, my hair is gonna be green because I got a green screen behind me. That's just the reality of it. That's what it is. That's the long and the short of it. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how we get to this place of men are the protectors and not the predators. I'm really trying to figure this out. What up, Logic? I got that soul glow. Call me Bruce Leroy. Yeah, that's the thing. So I'm very much tired. I'm very much tired of having these circular, discussions with us, but we got to do it. I mean, we have to have the talks because so many men are ignoring the real life facts that there's a problem and we need to address it, right? We need to address it, and we need to stop using the fear of threat to control women. It's a weird noise. It's my fan. I got my fan on my phone because my phone is hot, I think, because I had it charging. So that's the things. That's the thing that I'm seeing. They are both, Dante says. Come up, Dante. Explain that to me, brother. Love to hear that explanation. How can you be both? That's what I want to know. If that's okay with you. How can we as a group be both protectors and predators? Very curious. All right. I'm just seeing if Dante could get up here and explain that to us real quick. What up, y'all? Hey, who is this?
Hey, my name's Angela. This is actually my backup account. I didn't even know that I could get pulled up on here. Because I have so little followers, but I just wanted to say I love your work and thank you so much for everything that you're doing. I really appreciate your advocacy.
No problem. Thank you. I was just asking you a question. I think I misinterpreted what you were saying. What were you saying? You said punish the what? I missed it.
I was talking about the way that the patriarchy protects the women that comply and it punishes the women that don't, right? So I was talking about they're protectors, but only if you fulfill the role and then you're on side. And then if you're not on side, then you become outcast, shunned, banned.
Got you.
Kind of thing.
Yes.
So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's facts.
But yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't have any arguments with you.
No, that's fine. I just didn't understand. I literally didn't understand the comment. I was like, that was confusing me. But yeah, 100%.
Yeah, well, because it's not necessarily predation to go the opposite way, right? But the viciousness that is directed towards women who don't comply, mm-hmm. in terms of like the doxing and the threats, but also like as far as DV, domestic violence, and mm-hmm. that type of thing, like that goes against the women that don't comply. So this men are protectors, yes, as long as you are A, B, C, D, and if you're not, then you're in trouble.
Yep, that's facts. That's because they always talk about how can you protect what you can't. No, how can you protect what what you can't control or whatever, that's usually those guys saying. So that tells everything right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thrift Story, what's up?
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Okay, I feel like they're both because they pretend to protect,
Mm-hmm.
and then after you start to trust them, they attack.
Mm.
And that's where like you start living with someone who you find out is really a narcissist, or he's gaslighting, and whatever other little threatening things he want to bring to the table. That's why I feel like they can be both.
Mm-hmm.
Like the wolf in sheep's clothing thing.
Yeah, I think, I don't think that you can be both, but I hear what you're saying though. They play the part as one and then turn more, the whole time they're the other one though. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, 100%. But I wouldn't classify that as you can be both. You know what I mean? Because you're literally not both. You're still just a predator. You're just masking. You're pretending to be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can see that too. That's what they do. I mean, that's how abusers sink their hooks into people, right? Is they don't one day just walk up and be like, hey, I'm abusive. You want to be with me? It's like, no, they come in, they love bomb you. They, they're nice, they're sweet and all that stuff. And then gotcha. And then boom. That's when, they wait till you're at your most vulnerable. They wait till you're pregnant. They tell you, I'm on TikTok.
Or sick or old or no longer of use, right? And that's the thing. We protect what is a possession that is valuable to us while it is serving us. And if it's no longer serving us, then it becomes, discarded or attacked or traded in or.
Damn. This is a crazy comment. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate both of you coming up and sharing your comments with me. I was just curious to know what that was about, and I'm glad we got that, because I'm not able to really respond to people in the comments. My friend's boyfriend told her, these things are so small, I might have to get reading glasses. My friend's boyfriend told her he was only nice to her. Now he's abusive to get her. Now he's abusive to her. Damn. Híjole. Yeah, they're saying it's a lag. My goodness. Luck said, I'll release you. She said, let them be free. No problem. No problem. I appreciate you coming up anytime. I needed reading glasses within a week of a major trauma 1 year ago. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't have any trauma, but I think it's okay. But yeah, so I think the thing that annoys me too. So do I agree with the 4B movement that's going on? Of course. Yeah, I got the new computer. It's on YouTube right now. I got my new computer all set up. I've been recording on it all day, making content with it all day. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, so what was I saying? I think the thing that pisses me off is how we use this so much. Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking about the 4B real quick. Yeah, of course, I'm down for 4B. Yeah, 4B with no turfs, absolutely. But yeah, 4B, absolutely decent movement. Good movement. I'm in favor of it. I've already done lives on it before it even came here. So sometimes you got to pop out and show. No hat. For the topic is both. That's interesting. Let's hear what Najee has to say about this. I'm liking the two-sidedness of people saying it's both, but that always trips me out. What up, JW?
What's up, public? Yeah, this is my my alternate account. I had an idea I wanted to run by you, and I was wondering what you thought. So my take on this thing that you're talking about here is I truly think that men function in a predatory manner, even if they're not aware of it, when they are acting immaturely. Okay. And then when they grow up and properly mature, then they sort of get into the protector role. What do you think of that?
Nah, because I don't think I think most of our, I'm not saying there's no men who do that, but if I'm speaking for men in general, no, because men are always predatory. They become more predatory, or they become more predatory the older they get, to me, not the younger they are. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be like the old men that be doing the weird, you know what I'm saying? It'd be the Bill Cosbys, it'd be the it'd be those types of dudes doing that freaky stuff. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't know if that's like a young or old thing. I just think
here's the thing, because maturity doesn't necessarily speak to how old you are, right? You can be 60 years old and immature and not have properly like socialized.
Yeah.
So I think I guess a better way of saying it is like unsocialized men are like the ones who function as predators, whereas like socially mature men don't.
Yeah, you can say that. Like, yeah, I agree with that.
Because I think what I didn't notice is that I was eyeballing women, I was centering women, I was chasing women, I was problematic, causing fights, manipulative. I did all that shit. I was a toxic male. That I'll
typical male,
right?
As I like to call it.
Right, and then I grew up, and I don't function like that anymore. But I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't go on a limb and say that I'm a protector at this point, because what am I protecting? I don't think we're not in a hunter-gatherer society anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I'm trying to get us to a place to where we don't need to protect anybody from anybody. You know what I mean? Like, for the most part. So that seems like where we should be going to, not like in this place where it's like, oh, well, there's always going to be evil men out here, so you're always going to need me. Like, I'm not down for that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, nah, we need to, let's progress, so hopefully we can get to a place where most men aren't out here harming people and being a threat to society. Najee says that it goes both ways, or I'm sorry, he says that it's both. I'm very curious as how it could be both.
Like, you hear me good?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's going on? I was saying that you literally kind of took, like, what I was saying, though. Like, I think it was from his side, but also on, like, the protective side, of, like you said,
We can barely hear you, Najee. Your phone is real muffled and distorted. You want some headphones or something?
Yeah.
Sounds like it. They sound really muffled and distorted. I can barely hear you.
Hey, I might have to hop off because I can't.
You good?
Hey, I'm like in the middle of something.
Okay. That's cool. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Yep. Zach, what's good, man?
I mean, yeah, first off, I want to thank you as you're talking about the socializing of our groups or our communities is going to benefit us all. To piggyback off of what you said, I think we're moving into a society or into the communications where protectors is not the necessity, because the men and women are conscious, the men and women are taking the steps to be out of harm's way. To the question, are men predators or protectors? I think JW said it. He said that unsocialized men are the issue, the problem, and those who are intelligible. So with intelligible, it's not just, leave a person to their discernment. We're going to get into the detail, and we're going to relate, and we're going to get feedback to those men or women. But it's, of course, here, the men, we're going to give feedback to those men in order to get that development that we're asking for. It's the pursuit of their spirit, searching their heart, making sure that men get the identity that although we're out here and we look bold, we may not have to be everyone's protectors. That puts us in harm's way. As we are conscious or aware of protection, to take action, to take steps, to make an effort to not appear vulnerable.
I'm not going to even hold you, brother. I don't know. I really don't know. I missed everything you were saying. I didn't understand it at all. I'm like, I don't want to be rude to you. I'm dead serious. Like, I didn't understand anything you were saying. I was trying really hard to listen. I couldn't understand what you were trying to. I could hear you. I just didn't understand. I literally couldn't understand what you were trying to say. Could you maybe try to make it more concise and like reword it a little bit. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, so the term socializing,
Mhm.
when I'm speaking to an adult man, I'm seeking his heart. And the words that
And
man
wait, hold
creates,
on. I think it's stuff like that because I don't know what that means. What do you mean?
sort of a metaphor, huh?
Yeah, what do you mean you're seeking his heart? What does that mean?
It's to get the truth out of him, not the vanity,
Okay.
but the truth. Making sure that when the individual speaks, they're comprehensive. Like sometimes it takes a man to hear, "Hey, repeat that back to me," so that I know that you know what I'm saying. And that's finding the heart of the man to say, "Hey, be a protector in awareness and be conscious how to prevent social entrapment, how to be apart from that danger zone."
Okay, maybe somebody else can answer. Did anybody understand what he was saying? And they can explain it to me because I didn't understand what he was saying again. I missed it.
I think what he's trying to say are the ones that aren't protectors are the ones who say, "I'm a protector."
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got from it. If that's not what it is,
it's more to this hosting, making the community that persons are aware, taking the time to give them that tea, that they're not missing the point, that they're not missing the action. Take action to move out of traps. Take action to say, "I foresee hazards, haphazards, so we're going to step outside of that to protect ourselves."
Where I feel like I just fell in a bottomless pit of yap.
Man, come on, dog. I'm trying so hard because I don't know. I don't even know. Maybe I'm missing something.
Before I get into responding to that nonsense, right, I just want to say that I don't like your shape up. Your curly hair. I don't like that silvery chain you're wearing. I don't like the way that you're laughing at my jokes. I don't like that
Here you go.
All right, I'm gonna stop.
Not the shape up getting attacked first. That's crazy.
Okay, really quick.
Leave a black man's haircut alone, sir. You know better than that. That can't be the first thing we attack. That's crazy.
I know. I was just playing. It actually looks really good.
Thank you.
I hate that you have it and I don't. That's the real problem.
Hey, my haircut days is Friday, religiously. I'm in that thing.
I dig it. Shape up mid and shit, ain't it? I'm just Hey, look, Bub do look like he just hopped off a Miami Vice set. He was like one of the extras. He said, "Listen, I want to have my shirt halfway buttoned."
Hey, man, y'all don't know what I'm going through right now. It's hot. I'm freaking burning up, but I still like to look nice. So I got to throw on some shit that keep your boy, you know what I mean? And this don't even do it. I ain't gonna even hold you. I really need to throw it.
Nice. What is that, velvet?
Nah, it's not velvet. This linen. This linen, baby. This some linen. And you know you old when you start wearing blue linen.
Hey, listen, I used to have a whole linen suit. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even gonna front y'all. I had a whole linen suit.
You done growed up when you rocking that blue linen on the Sabbath.
That's what I'm talking
It's
about.
different.
Hey, listen, this is just what me and him do, y'all. Don't take any of this seriously. This is just like, listen, if people are gonna keep hosting lives about us, talking about how much we hate how much they hate us, I just figure we might as well do it to each other, because why not?
Let's hate on each other, man. I love it. You know, you got it.
It seems to be the biggest TikTok trend.
It is. It's crazy. You know what we got to do? We got to do it like what's that movie? Remember when it was? Oh my God, Lakeith Stanfield is in it, and he was working in that call center, and then him and his boy was like fighting out front, and they was like complimenting each other though, and he was like, you smell He was like, what's that? What you got on? He was like, Burberry. He was like, that smells nice.
Oh yeah. What's the name of that shit?
I can't remember the name of the movie, but the movie was dope. Sorry to bother you. Yes, sorry to bother you.
Yes, that's it. That's correct.
That's the flick. Yeah, man. Kango. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, get a Kango hat? Absolutely not. I'm not that old yet. I think you gotta to buy a Kango, you gotta show your ID and you gotta be over 63.
Yeah, and you have to have penny loafers to go with that Kango.
Yeah, you can't just come in and just buy a Kango.
Kango by itself.
No.
You got to have penny loafers to go with it. But no, honestly,
the stereotype. Appreciate you.
In the background are men predators and protectors, and I talk about this like literally all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be the of safety, not for women, not for children, not from not for anybody. As men, one, you've created a system, you've created a structure that's not even healthy for you, where you literally can't feel safe with other men. Like, where you don't even feel safe with other men. And so you can't, in that very same structure, that very same system, look to women and say, oh, well, we're here to be your protector. We're here to keep you safe.
Yep.
Bro, you're not safe.
Yeah.
Bro, you're not safe.
If you ask most men, like, about like safety or whatever, most men would say, yeah, I don't feel safe because.
That's the point. Like, bro, you're not safe.
What'd you say, Zach?
You
never mind.
Go ahead. The arbiter of safety for your children. You can't be the arbiter of safety for women. You can't even be the arbiter of safety for other men in this structure that has been created. Oh, hold on.
Oh my God, them babies be mad, man. Go ahead, Zach.
I got all of my adult kids are out of the house at this point, but I have 3 little kids, and they are the most.
Yeah.
Like, my adult kids were so chill. It's so easy.
And
my young kids are something else, buddy.
That's you. I'll be blaming that on the parent. Whatever the kids are, is you did it. Whatever it is, you did it. Yeah, you change your parenting style or something happened, and now they they different. That's what I'm always gonna blame the parents.
Maybe I checked out.
Yeah, you did something a little bit. It was your second time around. Yeah, exactly. I was born soft. I'm a born softy with my kids. So, my sons be wilding, but I didn't have to change my parenting style. It was always soft. I always took it soft.
Yeah, I was just told today that, you know what I'm saying, like that I make all of these idle threats and don't follow through.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't even threaten. I hardly, you know what? I do threaten, and I do because I make the threat and then I follow through on it, but they be like, I'm gonna throw your brownies away because you crying over brownies, and then I throw the brownies away.
Bro, I say like 10 times a day, I'm gonna take all of y'all electronics away.
Never do it.
They stop for like 10 minutes, and then 10 minutes later, I'm like, I'm gonna take all of y'all electronics away.
I never do it. Zach wanted to say something. Go ahead, Zach. Brother Zachary, what's good with it?
Thanks. Yep, just taking the time to reflect on when I think of safety, I found that I was telling myself there's not such a thing. I'll look to my parent, I'll look to friendships or girlfriends and think I'm not finding that security. I don't know why it is that I feel that I have the details on how to feel protected or how to think protected or make up notions about protection. When I come into contact, one thing I'll think of is colorism. Noticing that in my near space, people may come on to me based on how I look, and that unsettles me. That makes me think I'm unprotected. But I suppose I find the worst in it because I'm not converting that space.
BBG, if you don't mind, let me get to the 2 new people. We all up here. We some yappers, so let the new people get in real quick. Sosa, what's good, fam?
What's up, man?
Chilling, brother. What you got to say about the prompt?
I think it's both. It's definitely mostly protectors, though, just based off the statistics.
Oh, we'll circle back to that. D1, what do you feel about the prompt?
Yeah, it's definitely both, but it's definitely not mostly protectors, right? I would say it's an even split.
in certain circumstances, there might be more predators. In certain circumstances, there might be more protectors. But at the end of the day, if men aren't protecting people or anything from women or from dogs or birds, men are protecting people from men.
Mhm.
And just like predators are being predators to everyone, and predators are typically men. So at the end of criminals are mostly men, police officers are mostly men. If I see an enemy army, is mostly going to be comprised of men, and the protecting army is going to be mostly comprised of men.
Yeah,
So,
I think you're making the point though that all the predators are men, though, because all of those groups you named are predators. Police are Police are predatorial. Militaries are predatorial. You know, criminals are predatory. They're all predatorial. All of them. None of those people are protectors. None of those people. None of those groups of people are protectors.
well, militaries themselves are both predators and protectors, right?
No,
Because
you can't. You can't be both.
No, they can be. Well, I mean, if let's just use this as an example. If a different country attacks the United States, right?
Mhm.
It is the United States military that is going to engage that other military. Thus, that the United States military is going to be protecting the United States. Now, they will be predators towards that other military, but in the same sentence, they are protecting the people of that country.
No,
So,
I disagree. I'm asking you a question. So I'm gonna do the nature thing because even though I hate when people do nature stuff, it's because they suck at it. I think I'm brilliant when I do this. But so what is like a herbivore? Like a rabbit, right? Rabbits, most rabbits, as far as I know, they eat plants and stuff like that, or turtles or whatever, they eat plants and stuff. Maybe they might eat bugs, but whatever. But let's say a rabbit, right? If a rabbit, it would be considered prey, right? For all intents and purposes. A predator would be a fox, let's say in this instance. Okay. If a fox corners a rabbit and a rabbit fights back, is a rabbit now a predator?
no.
Okay.
Not in that,
Yeah.
not in that sense, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in the case that you're describing in this theoretical situation, the America would be like the rabbit, and the other country would be like the fox, and America would just be protecting, its interests or the whatever interests of the other country. But even though we know that that's not true, but I'm just saying, even in your definition, so they're not predators. They're not they're not predatorial, so they're not both at the same time. But
There's a fallacy in what you're saying, right? People have dogs, right? And if you're a farmer, you'll have a dog that protects herds against a coyote, right? A dog is a predator itself, but it's protecting a group of sheep that aren't predators, and it's protecting it from another predator. So in that same sentence, I have a predator that I'm using to protect prey. Most of the times, we only use predators to protect prey.
So I think that the actual definition of the word predator would be useful here. If you look at, we all know the animal version of predator, but the second definition of the word predator is a person who ruthlessly exploits others.
Yeah, I would say it's violent crimes, right? That's what we're looking at, right?
Yeah, but here's the issue that I think that you gentlemen are missing, right? As long as men continue to participate in this system that is not only harmful to themselves, but also harmful to women, regardless of whether or not they're actually doing or participating in the predatorial behavior, as long as they're not actively fighting against it, then they themselves, right, are still resting firmly in that predatorial category because they're not doing anything to dismantle said system.
Mm-hmm.
What system are you talking about?
The patriarchy, capitalism, racism, whatever system, all these systems are predatorial.
The system that
once you dismantle.
Hold on, wait. Too many people talking at one time. What'd you say, Sosa?
Yeah, go ahead. I said once you dismantle a system, another one needs to replace it.
That's not true. That's not true.
What do you mean?
That's not true. Not every system needs to be replaced. Who told you that?
Well, you can use whatever term you want for describing a system and how society works, right? So if we don't have patriarchy, and we have a different way of how we live, it's still another system.
It wouldn't be another system.
Okay, what would it be then?
It'll be egalitarianism.
Isn't that a name for a system?
No.
Okay.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. There's no there isn't a name for a system. It's a descriptive term. You know what I mean? But it's not a name of a system. So if we're egalitarian, that's not a system. No, I don't think y'all know. All right, go ahead. I'll let you guys have it. That's not a system. But go ahead.
Egalitarian system would be something that's more matriarchal.
That would but that would be the system, Mr. Jones. The matriarchy would be the system, but egalitarianism isn't a system. That's what I'm saying.
No,
it's just a concept.
Egalitarianism just means that we're egalitarian.
Yeah.
That's the effect of a system.
No, all three are systems, right? Patriarchy is a system in which patriarchy is a system in which men are primarily in control of the civilization. Matriarchy is when women are primarily in control.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
That's not what the matriarchy is.
We call it a matriarchy, right? A matriarchy is you have a matriarch of a family, and that is going to be a grandmother. A mother is going to be a feminine.
Hold on, wait.
Figurehead.
Yeah, D1. Hold on, wait up, you guys. D1. The definition. You should look up the definitions of these words, but that is not what a matriarchy is. It is not women run the world and the patriarchy men run the world. That's not what it is. The patriarchy is women. Men run the world, and it's a system of oppression that largely excludes women. That's pretty much the definition of the patriarchy. The matriarchy is a system that basically is an egalitarian system that benefits men, women, and children, where everybody's needs get met, and there's equity and everybody is equal, yada yada yada, right? So there are two different systems.
So because the problem, like when you don't understand these things from a sociological lens, like if you're not looking at these things, through a sociological lens or through the lens of intersectionality, you don't understand these concepts.
Facts.
So because Google is free, right? Patriarchy is the head of the household is being a man. If you Google matriarchy, it's just a female.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this. I got you. Hold on. Let me make this simple for you. Let me make this real simple for you. I'm assuming that both of you are black, right? Like you're black.
Okay. That doesn't have any.
No, it does. Just follow me for a second. Just follow me for a second. Right? Are you black, Sosie? Yes or no?
I answered your question. I said I'm Dominican.
Oh, you're Dominican.
That's not a race.
That's not a fucking race.
I'm sorry?
That's not a race.
That's not a race.
Okay.
So are you black Dominican? Are you
white?
Do you want to know my skin color?
Your race. Brown. Your race, not your ethnicity. Your race. Two different things.
Don't know. I would have to take my answer.
Your race?
No, sir.
Okay, Jesus Christ. All right, so here's the thing, right?
Does your hair look like mine's, or does it look like Who does it look? Who does it look? Do you look like Bad Bunny?
I know black.
do you look like Bad Bunny, or do you look like me? That's the.
I'm brown skinned. My mom is white. My father is black skinned. They're both from the island of the Dominican Republic.
And what do you
and
what do you look like? Because that's all it is, a phenotype. So do you
answer the question?
You did it.
I look brown. I have curly hair.
Okay, so you're black. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Jones. He's black. Go ahead.
Yeah, which is what I originally said because I know my roots. But continue.
Lord have mercy. This didn't have to be this complicated, but okay.
So you guys love complicating simple things. Go ahead.
Okay, gotcha. So there's a reason, right, that black people specifically cannot, right, be racist, right? Black people can't be racist because it's a system, right, that was created by white people specifically to arbitrarily place themselves on top of a social hierarchy.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Oh, Lord. Go ahead.
So let me make your very complicated speech very simple. You're going to say that the oppressor, you're going to have that oppressor argument. So you're saying, like, whoever was on top and has power, if they take over, then it's not.
No.
I don't think that's what he was about to say.
That's not the argument I was about to make.
Well, okay, can I ask this question?
Nah, D1, let Mr. Jones finish. He already been interrupted once. Let him finish.
Let him finish.
Yeah.
Okay. So but if we were to look up race, right, or racism in the dictionary, it's not going to explain how that system actually operates. It's not going to explain why it was created. It's not going to explain the fact that, that in order to be a racist, you'd have to participate in racism. Like, it's not going to answer all the sociological aspects. If you were to look up, if I were to give you a definition right now, like a large mammal that walks on the soles of its feet and has thick fur, what am I talking about?
Say what again? A bear?
A large mammal that walks on the soles of its feet and has thick fur. Yes, yes, you guessed it right. It is a bear, but that doesn't tell you, like, that could be multiple other animals as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
And so, like, the dictionary definitions, you looking it up on Google doesn't explain the sociological aspects of how these systems work. It doesn't explain to you how the patriarchy works or how the matriarchy works.
But wait, it does though. That's the funny thing, and that's why.
You can look up the sociological components of it, yes, but I'm just talking about, like, if you're looking up a dictionary definition.
No, I know. Hold on, Mr. Jones. This is what I'm saying, and this is why I love when people, when smug people say stuff. And then I'll do the same thing they did, and we'll just make the point because Sosa's kind of smug, so we're gonna have to humble him a little bit. So he said, Google. Hold on, Sosa. You said Google is free. Okay. Google is free. You're right. Hold on, Sosa. Be quiet. Okay. So I'm gonna read it for you, the definition, right? Mm-hmm. And this is what I'm saying. This is how I know. This is what I was trying to tell you before. Patriarchy is a social system in which positions of dominance and privilege are held by men. So you have to expand the definition. You read one part of it. That part you're talking about is how the lineage is traced. I know that. The lineage is traced through the men. That's a part of the patriarchy. But the system that is the patriarchy is, and I'll read again, a system in which positions of dominance and privilege are held by men. That's the definition of the patriarchy, of the system that is the patriarchy. That's what I was saying. That's the literal definition of it. Now, you want me to look up the matriarchy while we're here? And I will guarantee you it doesn't say a system in which women, or let me see, let me flip it around. A social system, a social system in which positions of dominance and privilege are held by women. That's not what it's going to say. I bet you anything, because I've done this 1,000 times, right? So here's the thing. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
It also doesn't talk about lineage, I don't think, at all.
It does. No, it does. In the matriarchy, it doesn't talk about lineage. You're right. Yeah, it doesn't. In the patriarchy, it does, but in the matriarchy, it doesn't. Let's see.
I mean, I'm reading the definitions right now. Both are systems.
Who said they weren't?
Well, I'm not saying that anyone said they weren't, right? But when we break down the word patriarchy, the part of it that's the page is referring to male. Archy is a reference to a system or a hierarchy of structure, right? Where men are dominant. That's the reason the patriarchy, that's what that word means altogether. Matriarchy is that, but the inverse. It's a system or a hierarchy where women hold the head or the leadership position. That's why we call it matriarchy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Egalitarianism is the only one that is not technically a system, solely because it is a group. It's a thought process. It's a belief system in which both parties, man and woman, are equal. They have equal levity within the community and equal levity within the civilization. So in order for us to have a egalitarian system, we could not have a patriarchy or a matriarchy. A matriarchy does not generate an egalitarian system. Now, you want to have the social argument that men and women and children would benefit more under a matriarchy. I couldn't necessarily argue that because I don't have any metrics that tell me that that's not true. So you all might be 100% correct. We might be better under a matriarchy, but I know for a fact a matriarchy is not egalitarian. So
how do you know that for a fact?
Because in order for it to be a matriarchy, a woman would have to be the head figurehead. Yeah, women would have to lead in that community for it to be a matriarchy.
Yeah, but what do women do with leadership roles?
The same thing men do. You can go and look at politicians.
May I jump in?
Hold on, wait up, you guys. Hey, talking about everybody, talking about real quick. Can BBG go, and then everybody can go because she hasn't gone and she's been waiting. Yeah, she's been waiting this whole time. Go ahead, BBG.
Wow, that was a lot of wrong. That was a lot of wrong. Between the etymology of patriarch being completely misconstrued, because that is not broken out as pat and then archy, or I can't remember how it's broken up.
That's how you tried to break it down.
It's not at all. And of course, y'all know I have an obsession with books. So I have a book that's that I actually bought for my kids that teaches people how to read Latin, and it's like half Latin, half Greek. And patriarchy doesn't come from either of those root words that you mentioned. It comes from the root word of patria. And I think it's arcane. I think that's how you pronounce it. So it has zero to do with any of those completely made up root words that were just said. But I think the other thing is, when you talk about matriarchy versus patriarchy, the assumption is that matriarchy is the complete is
the inverse. Yeah.
Right. But it's the assumed position that when women get in leadership, that the hierarchy will be the same. That means that we will create a caste system where men are subject to the same level of violence, to the same level of oppression that women are subject to, except they are not. And we do have examples of this throughout history where there have been matriarchal or matrilineal societies, which would be the family lineage part that y'all were talking about earlier, where you have seen this work, where it is egalitarian. There are many anthropologists who say that single-handedly women led civilization out of barbarism because of the fact that women always lead differently. When women are leaders, there are women who are subject to internalized misogyny and they try to lead in the same way that men do, but they usually do that because of the fact that men will say when they're in those positions that they're too soft or
and they still have to function within that system that exists. It ain't like if a woman becomes queen, then the system now becomes a matriarchy. She's still it's the same thing like a president. Like if Hillary Clinton becomes president, the capitalism still exists, the patriarchy still exists. She's just a woman in charge of this branch, or you know what I mean? She's in the seat for right now, but she doesn't get to like change the system at all.
Not at all. And essentially she wouldn't even have the ability to, because men and women would both pigeonhole her within those ideas of what we consider leadership, which is very much through the male gaze. It's a very male dominated idea. So people have an idea in their head that there has to be somebody at the top and somebody at the bottom. That's why you always hear people say, and I think Sosa said it earlier, what would replace the system of patriarchy? Nothing needs to replace the system.
That's what
patriarchy.
I said.
You don't actually need hierarchical ideas in order for society to function properly, because there was something before patriarchy. And I think that people think that because we've had it so long, that means
it's been here
there was
forever.
something before that, and that we can't function in a society that doesn't have that. It's the same thing with race. We had something before there was race, and people were able to thrive and live within that community. But once you start to insert hierarchies and caste systems, something that subjugates one person and puts them in the
uplifts another person.
Right, and then it uplifts another person by using those people at the bottom in order to excel. So it's not a matter of like which can replace the other. That one can be completely dismantled. You don't need to take the water that is patriarchy and take it from one cup and then put it in a jar and then put it in a pot. It's not. You don't have to do that.
I think it's important to mention, which that's 100% true. But I also think it's important to mention that if you study like 'cause I'm big into like anarchy, right? And if you study anarchy, you don't like it basically. And like an anarchist, like a part of the belief from like how I interpret it is like you analyze every single system. You determine which one needs to be destroyed, which ones need to stay, and which ones need to be destroyed and replaced, which one needs to be destroyed completely and never come back, and which ones need to stay. That's a part of it. So you can we can level everything, right? We can get rid of the money, we can get rid of capitalism, we can get rid of socialism, we can get rid of all these systems, right? All these isms and systems and all of that stuff. And then you can start anew and go, okay, do we need race? No. Do we need gender? No. Do we need a monetary system? No. Do we, you know what I mean? Like you could literally, and then so what'll replace it is, it'll just be, nothing will replace it. You just won't need it, right? It's not needed now. We don't need money. It's not like, what do you replace money with? You need something to barter with. You don't. you don't.
And I think that's the part that those hierarchical systems, caste systems they take differences that are either phenotypical or biological, and they make them social so that they can justify, okay, men are at the top and women are at the bottom because, women have babies, so that must mean that they nurture. And men,
women are strong. Men are stronger, so we're born to fight because we're stronger.
Right, but they constantly use things that perpetuate these ideas, and by creating these they create these social systems around them, and then they go, see, women love to nurture kids, they give birth, and it's like, but no. You also say that the dad needs to be present and the father needs to be there. So it does tell me that that nurturing is important for men, but you would rather perpetuate that system that subjugates women because of the fact that in a system where everything is fair, you actually have to fight much harder for what it is you desire, because now you have a woman who can equally compete with you. Because there's differences in our strengths and weaknesses, because a man would not be able to handle the pain of birth. Yeah. A man would not be able to handle that pain because it's literally the equivalent of breaking something like 50 bones at a time. A man can't handle that level of pain, but men do have a stronger grip than women. Okay, those two things are different. However, that those different levels of pain tolerance or strength are different. So you essentially make those ideas bigger. To say plainly, you make those ideas bigger so that you can perpetuate a stereotype around something that is a biological difference, because women they are trained socially to be physically weaker than men, even though we know, like I said, those strengths and those weaknesses are different, but it doesn't mean that one is just necessarily stronger than the other.
Facts. Go ahead, Sosa. You kept coming off of mute. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, sorry. I get what you guys are saying, but I guess there's a disagreement between nature and nurture. So a lot of the examples that BPG and you are talking about, you guys are talking about, it's all nurture, like this all social systems. But in the grand scheme of things, if we use your example, and everybody was on even playing fields, we took gender out the equation, we took money out the equation, we barter goods, all of this is leveled, like you're saying, like men will still overtake that country, that system. You know what I mean? Because we are the more physically.
That's not why. You have to want to do that. So the desire to just take over another country is why. The desire to be violent is what? You think that's nature? That we just naturally want to go around and unalive people for what?
I would say that men are naturally more competitive, and they're naturally more.
No, we're not.
Prone to taking things.
Without a doubt, men are not competitive.
I mean, conquering is shown throughout history.
Sir, again, men are not competitive at all. As a group, we're not competitive. And my proof is slavery, the patriarchy, these systems of oppression, right? Where people give themselves an unfair advantage would literally disprove that men are competitive. If you're competitive, then you want equity. If you're competitive, you want, I'm not a cheater, right? So when I play, if me and you play a game or something like that, and let's say I got an air hockey table in my house, right? So let's say we're playing air hockey and my table is wobbly and I know it leans to the left on this side or whatever, which gives me an advantage, right? I know that. I know that's the table. I'm the type of person to be like, I'll play over, since I play all the time, I'll play that side. Like, I'll handicap myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want it to be more even. You don't play this game all the time. I play it all the time. Let me do that or whatever. Let me switch sides with you. Men are like, the average man is like, oh, he don't know that the table is over there. He doesn't know that it's slanted and it puts him at a disadvantage. You see what I'm saying? That's how most men function. Men are not competitive. We are very much lazy. We very much like shortcuts. We very much like to, huh?
It really is a fallacy.
That's not, wait. How can you how, explain slavery to me.
Well, no, I wasn't using slavery.
No, I am. Hold on, D1. Listen to what I'm saying. Before you guys pivot and say that's a fallacy, you guys are using big words I don't think you guys understand right now. Before you pivot, hold on, wait, no. Before you pivot, answer my question. If men are so competitive, then explain slavery, explain racism, explain it.
Between competitiveness and
let me do this, right? The reason that slavery is competitive is because you're looking at slavery as some sense of a system of oppression, which it is. It can be two different things, but slavery is also a system of free labor. Free labor means that my productivity of whatever country or
Time out. D1, it's not free labor. It's stolen labor that they stole.
Are you paying for it? Or do you have to pay your slaves? No, you don't pay your slaves. They produce a product for you. If we use American slavery, cotton. What did they do with cotton? They sold it. So if I have a country that is selling cotton and one country uses paid workers and one country uses slaves, who has a better bottom line?
You're missing. That doesn't explain anything that I'm saying, bro. You're nothing you're saying. Hold on, D1. I'm gonna help you understand what I'm saying. I know. I understand. You don't. I understand the system of slavery. I know why they started it. I know why racism was invented. I know why slavery was invented. I understand it. What I'm asking you is how can you rationalize that men aren't lazy if men are so if men are so competitive? Then what is the need for slavery? Wouldn't they just do the work because they're so competitive? Wouldn't they be the ones that be like, wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but once again, you're constantly throwing fallacies in because you're insinuating when you say that if men are lazy, why would they use slaves? Yeah, men use men as slaves, right? We didn't have women.
That's
Men
not
were the
being
slaves.
competitive. Friend, that's not being competitive. That is
My
literally.
guy, are we talking about individualism or are we talking about from a macro scale as a system? If we're talking about from a system, I gave you a clear comprehension. I have two competing countries. Both competing countries are selling the same product. One country has to pay the laborers to produce the product. The other country does not. Which country?
We understand economics, sir. I think you're not understanding slavery though. So D1, was slavery started in Portugal or did slavery exist before? Like, how many societies have practiced slavery?
Virtually every single civilization on this planet has practiced slavery.
Okay, so what are you talking about then? So wouldn't that lead? So it's not a micro thing. It's not a like those men. No. If every single civilization has practiced slavery, then it would prove my point that men are not actually as competitive as you're saying. That's just one example, by the way. So I got another, but I have another example for you, D1.
I unweave the knot you're trying to tie, you try and shift it to a different way. It's either all men are lazy. Thus,
I didn't say all men are lazy.
Slave men is either most men are lazy.
They are,
which would still fit the slave men in there.
Mm-hmm.
It would either mean most men are not competitive, which means that we wouldn't have countries competing for land and resources.
You don't know if slaves are lazy or not, D1.
We're saying we have a patriarchy, right? We all can agree we have a patriarchy, and a patriarchy is where men sit at the top of the hierarchy of that civilization, and they make the call, the shots. But we have multiple. We have multiple patriarchies in play, and we have multiple countries competing for the same resources and the same influence. So that would insinuate, if I break it down from macro or I break it all the way down to micro, men are competing.
They're not. But so okay. I think the
Jack for just a second.
Wait, I gotta say something. I got you. I give you another example why slave, because you tried to make this point, and I want you to understand why it's stupid. Slaves are not, you don't know if slaves were lazy or not. You don't know if a slave was lazy or not. So you saying they use men, yeah, because men are strong. Men are strong. So definitely they would want a bunch of men being slave, and they need slave babies and all of that stuff with chattel slavery, right? But prior to that, of course, men would be the preferred slave when you're talking about field work. When you're talking about field work, and we're talking about hard labor, right? So if there was a lazy slave, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know if there was a lazy slave, because a lazy slave gets unalived. A lazy slave gets beat quickly. So we don't know. We don't know if they're slave. We don't know who was lazy or not. So you can't say, oh, well, see, look, they use men as slaves because men aren't lazy and they do this hard labor. That's not what it is. They did it under penalty of death and pain. It's not the same thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So that was a moot point. That didn't make sense. Slavery is one example of how men are lazy. I'll give you another example. The patriarchy, which is the OG system of oppression, right? The patriarchy is what? Stealing the labor from women. That's what the patriarchy is all about. Extracting labor from women. Now, you said most men, and I agree, most men didn't participate in slavery, didn't own slaves, and most men weren't slaves, even at the height of slaves. All right, we got 5 on his head, by the way. And but the patriarchy, on the other hand, most men did and do participate in that. And the patriarchy says that men get to steal the labor of women. That is what the patriarchy is all about. So husbands do it to their wives, fathers do it to their daughters, bosses do it to their workers, government do it to their people. Like, that is what it is. So if we're so competitive, once again, if men are so competitive, right, then why after World War II, when the women were working all the jobs in the plants and whatnot, and the white men came home and they wanted their jobs back, why didn't they just go out there and compete with the women to earn their jobs back? Why didn't they do that? Why did they lie, start a propaganda campaign to trick women into going back in the house? Why did they threaten the women? Why did they do that? If they're so competitive, why wouldn't you just beat them fair and square? Why do we have these systems of oppression that most of us participate in if we're so naturally competitive? That's what I'm saying. Y'all, you still haven't addressed that. You just been talking. You haven't unwoven any of these knots. You're still knotted up. Go ahead, Sosa. You keep unmuting. Go ahead, brother.
Brother, when it comes to the system of patriarchy, you have to participate in that as a woman as well. So you're not speaking on the good that the system brings for the woman that willingly participates in it.
What are the good things that the system brings for women, Sosa? And we got 10 on his head, by the way. You got 40 more to go.
For example, hold on, because I'm sitting in my car laying down.
You good?
So some good things that the system provides for women is protection, security. You don't have to go out in the workforce. A strong leader, being able to be taken care of if that's what you choose to want. There's a lot of things that women get out of the system as well.
Sosa, does the system of racism protect Black people?
We're not talking about racism. We're talking about patriarchy.
I know the system is racism was built on top of patriarchy. They function very similarly.
They're not similar.
Hold on, Sosa. Hold on. I implore you to study the systems. They are very similar. One was built.
Does not mean that the systems are similar.
Say it again.
The other one is based off of one is based off of hate of skin color. The other one is based off of love. Actually,
that's
bro,
why
this is wild. This is wild. You got free Jones.
if you noticed earlier, this is
What?
the word caste systems as opposed to just saying patriarchy.
And listen, to even in the patriarchal system, to be a man in the patriarchal system and to actually get a woman to actually follow you, do you know how hard that is as a man to even do?
It's not.
It's extremely hard. Women are very hard to control and manipulate. You guys are
Hold on, wait, y'all. Hold on, let him. Hold on, wait. Let him.
intelligent individuals.
Say that again. What did you say? Women are what?
Women are extremely intelligent.
No. Take it back. What did you say before that?
I said, do you know how hard it is to manipulate a woman?
Why do you need to manipulate a woman?
Because they are willingly, with the word, you got to listen to understand, they are willingly participating in patriarchy.
That doesn't make sense. Why do you need to manipulate them? Hold on, wait. If they're wait, hold on, Sosa. You got it, Sosa. If they're willingly participating in the patriarchy, then wouldn't they naturally follow men? Because that's what the patriarchy dictates.
No, you don't naturally follow men. It's not a natural thing.
Inherently, then they would, because you talk about nature versus nurture.
Inherently natural, because if that's the case, then why are we trying to dismantle the system? You don't make any sense.
What?
Like if women naturally followed men, and you're sitting on live every single day trying to dismantle the system of patriarchy, and then we dismantle it, and you're saying women are naturally going to just submit to men. Why are we trying to dismantle patriarchy?
I didn't say that. What did you, sir? I'll rewind it. That's not what I'm saying. Yes. So let me help you out. What I'm saying is, to your point, because you said women are hard to manipulate, to get them to follow. They're too smart. Blah, blah, blah. When I heard that.
That's not what I said.
That is. Go ahead. Say it again. Say it again.
That's what I said.
To manipulate, to do what?
In any type of aspect, they are hard to manipulate.
To do what? To follow you, right? Because that's what you said before that. You said that before. I'm not making that up. You said that. Did you not mean to say that? Was that not the point you were trying to make? That women don't naturally follow men?
The point that I'm trying to make, because you're trying to like say I'm saying something that I'm not saying. I'm saying that women willingly participate in patriarchy.
Okay, cool. So what does that mean? If they naturally, and the patriarchy is, wait,
that means that the
Sosa,
ones that are willingly
Sosa, hold on, wait. Stop. If women are naturally participating in the patriarchy, you just said they are. You just said they're. I'm sorry. You just said they're. You just said they're willingly. I'm sorry, not naturally, willingly. You said they're willingly participating in the patriarchy. Okay, cool. So women are willingly participating in the patriarchy. The patriarchy is a hierarchical system, right? Where there is a head. The head is who? Typically, men. So women should do what?
I'm not saying they should.
I'm in the system. I'm saying within the system, sir. Within the system, what should women be doing?
What's the point you're making here?
Oh my God. Are you stumped now? You don't know?
I'm not stuck. You're just trying to put words in my mouth.
I'm asking you a question. How am I putting words in your mouth by asking you a question? Now you're being defensive?
Bro, what you're saying is illogical.
Why do you use words that you don't understand the meaning of? Nothing I'm saying is illogical.
I read mad books. Like what you're doing right now is trying to take what I'm saying out of context. That's what you're doing.
Why is it the people who have the lightest, lowest level of command over the English language proclaiming that they read the most? That's the craziest thing to me. The people who have the worst vernacular, the people who scream that they have the best vernacular, that they read the most, and they end up having the worst. Like you barely can articulate yourself. Look, for a person that reads a lot, shouldn't you like complication? This shouldn't be complicated for a person that reads a lot.
You should be able to make complicated subjects simple for everyone to understand. But you sit on this live and make everything complicated because you actually don't have solid comprehension.
That's stupid. That literally that contradicts. Go ahead, Mr. Jones.
At this point, can I?
Go ahead. Hold on. Real quick. Tropicita Banana. That's a dope name. Thank you for the super sticker or the super chat. They said that the concept of protection is not all about war, fighting, violence. It can be basic It can be as basic as moving your children out of the hood, healthcare, healthy food. And Heidi the Sausage, I appreciate the super chat earlier as well. Appreciate y'all for liking the live. Let's get over 100,000 real quick. And bang the cash out one time for your boy, man. Keep it alive. Let's go. Go ahead, Mr. Jones.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem, sir.
So here's the thing, right? Like I tried to explain this earlier, and for him to talk about people's comprehension is absolutely absurd to me. But the patriarchy is not even healthy for men because it arbitrarily places us at the top of a social hierarchy, right? Because we were born with a penis. But that doesn't mean that you have leadership skills. It doesn't mean that you have great social skills. It doesn't mean that you're a great communicator. It doesn't mean that you're a good protector. It doesn't mean that you can fight. Like half of y'all can't fight your way out of a wet paper bag.
Not half.
It doesn't mean that you
80.
can build shit. Bro, why do you keep talking while at the same time I'm talking? Do you have a problem?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Well, can you shut up and agree with me when I'm done?
At the end, that'd be nice.
I can say whatever I want.
Uh-oh. Now you got to get fake internet tough. Go ahead, Mr. Jones.
So the point is, right, is that if it's not even providing protection and it's not even safe nor healthy for men, then it could not quite possibly be healthy or safe for women because, one, women didn't create it. So at no part is this willing. At no part is this willing because they didn't create it. They didn't even have a say-so in its creation. And so they're quite literally forced to participate in a system that they had no say-so on. But even further than that, right? Even further than that.
What other system is like that, Mr. Jones?
Racism.
Oh, okay. Because Sosa told me that those systems are not the same. Never mind. Keep going. I'm listening.
Racism. So when you have no say-so in the creation of a system that you have to be a party to, even if you participate, even if it seems willing, right? Even if it seems willing, because listen, we know plenty of black people that are step and fetch it. We know black people, namely on this panel right now, that won't even acknowledge that they're black.
God damn it.
And so with that being said, right, like this idea that there's anything loving about the patriarchy or racism or capitalism or any other oppressive system that was created without the input of those being oppressed by it, right? It is not out of love and is not being participated in willingly. It's called coercion.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do not participate in said systems as a woman, as a black person, or as an individual within a society, the
you starve.
The consequences are death.
You starve. You can't get a house. You can't get an education. You can't get health care. Like,
so if you don't participate in patriarchy, you starve. Is that what you're saying?
You can die.
There's a chance. Yeah, you could easily die.
You can't start your own business.
Come on, man.
He's not intellectually equipped.
This is crazy. This is nuts.
Y'all wildin'.
You can start your own business. Okay, cool. What business? Well, what capital?
Maybe the capital you inherit.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Y'all crazy, yo.
How many people get an inheritance, Mr. Sosa?
Sure. Not many.
Okay, so so when you say, I help you out. Let me maybe where it's a disconnect. So when we have these discussions in this space, we're talking about the masses, not the asses, right? We're not talking about the outliers. Yes, there are people who get inheritances and things of that nature, no doubt about it. But if that doesn't apply to the majority of people, which it doesn't apply to the vast majority of people, then that is not a logical solution to the problem. The logical solution to the problem wouldn't be to start a business. Because not everybody can start a business. Not everybody has the ingenuity, the knowledge, the wherewithal, anything to start a business. Some people are workers, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being a worker, right? B, in this place, in this world, in this country that is ran by capital, you need capital to start a business. Typically speaking, once again, the vast majority of the time. If you don't have the capital, you can't start the business.
Bro. We're in the world like that. is it different?
Huh?
Where in the world is it different? It's common sense. Just
Why are you saying stuff is common sense when you clearly don't understand it?
To start a business, like,
Then what the hell are you talking about?
Your moot point is that because you work under somebody, you have to participate in patriarchy. Like, what if the boss is a woman? Like, what are you talking about?
And that's what I'm saying. You think if a woman is your manager, then the patriarchy doesn't exist.
No, I'm just using the definition of the word.
You're not, because that's not the definition. That's nothing to do with it.
Talking about patriarchy on like a larger scale, but
it's a system. It's not a job. Dumb.
Right. Yeah, but the system is in every aspect of your life, in relationships, at a job, at the government level.
Sosa, does racism exist? If your manager is black and you worked at PepsiCo, is PepsiCo not a or if you worked at Nestle, if you worked for De Beers Diamond Co. or something like that, if you work for the, not a job, these jobs specifically that exploit black people all around the world, right? These jobs specifically. That's why I'm naming these, Nestle, De Beers, that go to African countries and exploit the natives in that country. These companies specifically. If you work for these companies, but you directly worked under a black manager, is racism? Does racism not exist in that company anymore?
It still exists.
Okay, then what the hell are you talking about? Because that's what that's why that doesn't make sense.
How did that erase what I said? Like, how does that counter what I just said?
Okay, so have you ever experienced racism? No. Have you ever experienced racism? I'm about to answer for you. Have you ever experienced racism?
And by the way, to your long monologue before, Mr. Jones X, like, where you said that women have to be coerced into patriarchy is just illogical and dumb. Because there's benefits also for men in patriarchy.
What are they? Name them.
Women in patriarchy.
Name the benefits for women, and it's not protection.
Let me teach you both about being a man. So when you actually get responsibility is when you actually get responsibility for another individual, you can turn into a man. When you actually are taking care.
Don't say that, Mr. Jones. Let him cook. Mr. Jones, let him cook. Mr. Jones, let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Ain't that what grows you into an actual good man?
Plenty of people that have kids that aren't men.
Mr. Jones, let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook. Oh, they got 10 on it. Wait, they got 10 on your head, boy. 40 more.
When you have responsibility, that's what makes you into a man. When you are actually taking care of something else.
Mm-hmm. Something or someone.
So if I'm taking care of a house plan, does that make me a man?
Wait, y'all. Hold on, wait. Hold on. Sosa, you said something. So because you said, I don't know. Yeah, they paid to play today. They didn't. Somebody dropped 10 and somebody dropped 40. They said we.
I wanted to say something. If that's not the most ideologically, you know what I'm saying, obtuse conversation I've ever been a part of, I don't know what is.
That was
just saying stuff.
Them boys was everywhere. They was stepping all over each other.
Based on his logic, I'm a man now too. So
you a man now too. Hey, you know what was crazy?
Responsibility.
Y'all
said like BLM in the comments.
Like BLM. What does that mean? Oh, he's a racist.
Bureau of Land Management, apparently. I don't know.
Who said that? Oh, he said, okay, like BLM. Okay, so Sosa is clearly one of those like anti-black Latinos that come to America and then adopt the right-wing ideology. Got it. He was 1 minute away from saying you guys have a victim mentality and you guys got to stop being victimizing yourself and all of that stuff. Yeah,
I think he actually did say that though.
He did. Where did he say that, JW? I didn't hear him say that. Wait a minute.
At one point, he definitely said he was trying to paraphrase Mr. Jones's four-scene monologue. I don't know if you remember that part. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to tell you what you're going to say, and it's about being victimizer." He did say that.
Oh,
and I said no. Yeah, he was talking about the power dynamic that he thinks
he did say that. Oh wow, that's crazy. Hold on, wait, y'all. I got you, JW. I'm gonna let you go right now. Let me read this super chat. Appreciate the super chat, Joanna. I'm sorry. They said starting a business and inheritances are both still under the patriarchy. 100% true. We got to clock that T every time. It don't matter. It don't matter. The system ain't changed. Even if you start a business, the system is still the system. Is still the system. All right, go ahead, JW.
But all you have to do is acknowledge that the problem is there. Literally just set your ego aside. Take a look at the idea that the problem is there. It exists, and there's something that we can do if at first we acknowledge the problem, which I think brings us back to the prompt. I hope. But you know, I wanted to pose a question for the panel, because the more he was talking and the more I read his bio, the most high and all this stuff, like I was wondering, Mr. Jones and Pub and BPG, do you guys think that this comes from, like, these systems that we're talking about, that it specifically comes from the monotheistic tradition?
No.
Well, that's what I was going to try to get to earlier. So we're gonna probably have to agree to disagree on this, and let me explain why. Like capitalism, Christianity, colonization, like all of these things, the patriarchy, all of these things, right? Quite literally, I know BPG. You know that I.
You ain't got a problem. BPG got tough skin. She a super Christian. Don't worry about her.
But all of these things are inextricably connected. One does not exist without the other. You cannot have the patriarchy and these gender binaries, nor these gender roles. You cannot have, colonization, because colonization, the vehicle by which it was disseminated across the globe, was through Christianity, was through them sending, people into the lands with the book, so on and so forth. Like, none of these systems exist independent of one another. They just don't. They cannot exist without each other.
I just think that the part where I disagree on is that it was started before religion. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing. Like, religion is a part of it, but I'm just saying that it didn't come from that. It was started before that, and then religion was created to further the ideas. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I can agree to that to an extent. I think that because I don't know if any of you have ever read the book When God Was a Woman, but if you haven't,
Heard of it
you
before.
should.
Yeah.
No, who wrote it?
Shit, I always forget.
You know, I can find it anyway. When
BPG know who it is. She'll tell us.
I don't, but
What?
I don't disagree with what it is he's saying, because I literally have a whole bunch of books around me because my life. But in A Brief History of Misogyny, it talks about like how Christianity perpetuated a lot of these ideas, and a lot of them are dependent on they uphold the system because patriarchy was the first of them all. Like patriarchy single-handedly was the first of them all, because before anything else, you just had male and female. It's the easiest one to continue to uphold, because even in systems where you have people, we see it within the Black community. In the Black community, where before you were ever considered Black, well before you were phenotypically a Black person, you were male and female, and you still had that level of subjugation, thousands of years before we ever touched foot on this soil, before chattel slavery existed. But that's why I was saying earlier that the guy who was speaking, he was saying that they don't connect to each other. They absolutely connect to each other. Slavery stems from patriarchal ideas and the patriarchal system,
100%.
because of the fact that it relies on a hierarchy. We know that when you look at, even if you look at the Crusades, I just did a video about Hypatia and how she was quite literally, her name is Hypatia.
Ooh, that's a tight name.
She was a Greek philosopher who was an absolutely brilliant woman who was unalived by a group of Christian men who believed that she was a witch.
She sound bad.
They literally clawed her skin. They peeled her skin off with clamshells. Like, this is, you
evil.
Can't ignore what that history looks like, because religion upholds those systems, but religion isn't the only thing that upholds those systems. I think that's the part that people kind of skip over, is that you can be the kind of person that wants to dismantle these systems, but it's going to take that you have to infiltrate everything. It's everywhere, everything, all the time. That's why, honestly, I'm never offended by what people say about Christians. It happened. What the hell? How am I going to compete with that? Like, I'm never going to...
You don't argue with history. BPG says she's not an ahistorical. She believes in history. She knows history. I respect that.
craziness. So I think that it does come from, like, with these conversations, like you said earlier, it's an expansion of the mind. There was, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say, there was a live that talked about you, and I kind of laughed because they mentioned that you don't read bell hooks because somebody has said that you found it boring or whatever. Now, again, that's tomato potato. There are plenty of people who actually consider bell hooks a pick-me.
Yeah.
Quite a few people.
I heard that before I read it. I was like, ooh, the people already. Yeah.
And it's an acquired taste. But bell hooks is not the end all be all when it comes to intersectionality and feminism.
Yeah.
You have to get to Jack LaCaine. You have to get to
Audre Lorde.
You have to get to Audre Lorde.
Audre Lorde, yeah.
To Jack and Jenny Holland. You have to. There are so many other.
Angela Davis.
Quite literally. You know what I mean? There are so many others that you have to get to in order to get to the meat of what patriarchy and misogyny means, that if you start and stop at bell hooks, I promise you, you will completely miss the mark because it just doesn't scratch the surface of what this system does to subjugate people in general.
BPG, bro just said that we're indoctrinated.
We are indoctrinated.
In what? In education? But what? I would love to be indoctrinated in education. That's the goal. But the bell, for me, bell hooks was like when I read it, and this was my fear before I read it. It was my concern, and this is what I thought. I was like, from what I can tell, I feel, because somebody told me to read bell hooks like 6-7 years ago, and I was like, all right, I'll get around to it. But you know, so I read it recently. I read What Would Have Changed, and I will say that it was exactly what I thought it would be. It was like I already had outgrown that. You know what I mean? Like everything she said, and I was like, yeah, this is what we talk about every day. It was like, no, I didn't learn anything new, and I was like, yeah, it was like if I would have read it those 6-7 years ago, it would have been great. It would have been a great like entry to, you know, feminist theory. You know what I'm saying? Like it would have been like, yes, and then I would have evolved and went on and do whatever. But since I kind of got like thrown into the space, and I started off just having all these conversations and listening to people like y'all and and then doing my own research, it was like by the time I got to that, it was like already like I tested out of that class. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was for me.
It's top on top for feminist ideation.
Yeah, and it wasn't. That's what I mean. It's no knock. I would suggest like to like a James, I would say read bell hooks. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, bro, you need to read bell hooks. Like she would like start at bell hooks. Like that's a great start because she does ease you into feminism. She eases you into, especially if you black. You a black man, you read bell hooks, you're gonna be like, now this I could get behind this.
Yeah, probably. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
The same way that we did with Dr. Julio. Let's set up a 1v1 because I want to destroy Sosa at this point. I really do. I mean that sincerely.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
But listen, let me tell you something about college, and this is how you can tell people that people didn't go to college. This is how you can tell the people who never attended any college classes. I was never, not once ever, taught what to think in college. I was taught how to find the information.
Yeah. That's what they do.
Taught what to think.
Critical thinking is the most important part of that's it. Like, how do you vet information? How do you vet your sources? Blah, 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 blah. That's the most important that I saw personally.
That's exactly why I brought that question up to the panel because I wanted Sosa to understand that the system that he's talking about and arguing in defense of benefits the very people who support it. And that's it. And it comes from the man. It comes like BPG was saying, even before religion, it was perpetuated by man. And then it was kind of like it was just fleshed out a little bit more, kind of capitalized by religion. Mm-hmm. And that system only benefits the believers of that system, the people who participate. We participate in a sense because we have to. We're a part of this giant we're a cog in the wheel.
Yeah.
However, just being aware of it and
that's
having these conversations, that's a huge.
That's the step. That's the step. You see how hard it is. We're like the bell hooks of dismantling the patriarchy. Like we just be up here arguing about step one, right? Like no matter where we're at personally in it, like in the step, in the 12-step. Probably Mr. Jones could be on step 10. I'm on step 4. BPG already done graduated. Probably JW at step 7. But we're all on that path. But when we come in these rooms, we're talking from step one, because the people we're talking to is sitting there talking about, does it even exist? Men and women are equal now. What can men do that women can't? Like that, we're still having those discussions. So it's like, oh, okay, let's have like Dismantling the Patriarchy for Dummies, the book, like, you know, not to call people dummies, but you know, it's that same, we're simplifying it and we're having the discussions so that somebody can go, oh damn, I never thought about it that way, so that now they can start the process of unpacking it, right? That's the goal. James asked a very weird question. I brought him up here so he can ask BPG. James asked, what was her name again? BPG, Heidi, what was her name? Hypatia, by the way, sound bad as hell. Like, if anybody is named Hypatia in the world, I bet you they bad as shit. Like, I ain't gonna even hold you, but you ain't never met an ugly woman named Hypatia. Like, that's
she was the modern day Beyonce.
That's what I'm saying. She was bad. I could already, just by the name, you know, certain names, I'm like, nah, that's the one. But James asks, how do you know that she wasn't a witch?
She wasn't. At that time, to be considered a witch as a woman, particularly if you were educated, that was step one. That was the easiest way to be considered a witch. Hypatia was the kind of woman where she was set to be much smarter and to develop better ideas in math and philosophy than all of the men of her time. And I can't remember the actual city that she was in, but she created so much development within the city. And the crazy part is, when they unalived her,
Alexandria in Egypt.
I want to say that's true. I got the book, but I'm doing my nails because, you know, I'm still a girl. But she created so much development within that country. And the crazy part is, after they unalived her, they just took credit for the developments that she made. So it wasn't ever that she was never a witch. Most of the time, 99.995% of the time, women were not actually ever witches. They were considered witches because of the fact that they were educated and they did things that were outside of those gendered norms of the time. That's why they were considered witches. If you look up any woman that was ever burned or unalived at a stake, or, you know, had horrible things happen to her, usually it was because she was very intelligent.
Yep. James, are you familiar with the phrase a witch hunt?
Yes. Is that the reasons they listed for unaliving her?
Yes. Hold on, because my nail glue is driving.
Yeah, but wait, but real quick.
Was her intelligence the reasons they listed for unaliving her?
Yes.
Well, intelligence is counter theology. So if
I'm asking her if they listed.
She just said yes. She said yes twice.
Like, we're going to go get her because she's too intelligent.
She said yes twice. To your question. Yeah. But I just want to go back to the phrase witch hunt. There's a reason why we use that phrase today. That's why we call it a witch hunt. Right? We know, you know, like the Trumpers will say, oh, it's a witch hunt when they're talking about anything that goes on with Trump. It's a witch hunt, right? There's a reason why that's a common saying now, right? Because that shit those people weren't witches. They weren't witches. That's the whole point. And witches ain't real anyway. But anyways, let's just.
You know what? Actually, hold on. I found it.
Giants.
So this is what was said about her. In a sinister premonition of what was to come, a Christian writer accused her of being devoted at all times to magic, astrolabes, and instruments of music, and she beguiled many people through her satanic wiles. For a woman to be learned and accomplished was not only a novelty, but a sign that she was a witch in the league with the devil. Cyril was happy to use Hypatia as a scapegoat for his troubles with the civil powers, and after a fiery sermon, one of Cyril's followers, Peter, a perfect believer in all respects in Jesus Christ, according to John, Bishop of Nicaea, led an excited mob to attack her academy.
Wait, is this like OG Peter or is this a different Peter?
This is a different Peter.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Real quick, let me read this. Rather than a report.
No, this is a history of misogyny.
Hold on, wait, James. This stuff happened 1,800 years ago. There is no like real.
In the 400s.
Yeah, like let's be real. Like any of this stuff would be like stuff that they like. Like this ain't even like history. Like you can't.
It's an analyst.
it's not, you know what I mean? Like, let's, you know, whatever.
It's kinda like the people who wrote about the quote, biblical Jesus weren't there.
Yeah, exactly.
They just made up their own idea of what happened.
Yeah.
James, the things that they attacked her for, the very things that she listed are all the things that that modern day misogyny highlights as well. It's like
true.
I understand that, but I was asking because we weren't there. We don't know what happened. We're just giving an account of what we perceive as being the reason.
Let me read these two super chats. They're both interesting. The patriarchy created Andrew Tate, a man feeding off of the men destroyed by the system. Now they are angry incels that hate women. It's failing everyone. That was a good one. Thanks for the super chat. Joanna says Hypatia was killed in 415 by Christian men in Alexandria. She started a school, was a writer and a businesswoman. Yeah. So I mean, but I'm not, James, I'll be honest with you. At this point, I don't know the point. I don't know why you are questioning that. She wasn't a witch. They unalived her because she was smarter than them. What's new about that? That still happens today.
Well, I mean, that's what our account is. We're saying that that's the reason. We don't know why they did what they did.
Do you think she
was there?
What she?
No historical record, so we're guessing.
What I mean, but you're not explaining what the point of saying that is. What are you trying to refute? Are you just arguing?
You state something as a fact, but you don't have any facts. You only have a person's.
James, what is history?
You know,
what is history to you?
This sounds a lot like victim blaming.
No, it does. But I'm curious to know how does James view history? Is anything real?
His story.
Okay, so.
Yeah, but there are things that have been documented and recorded. Like we actually have video of recent history.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's go. Hold on. Let's be clear. Let's be clear, James. I'm not talking about stuff that's and videos are videos. Even then, you got to understand the context. But let's go before videos, right? Let's go back 500 years. What is history to you 500 years ago? Is it not real that these things not happen? Is slavery not a real thing? What are we?
90% of it is just a bald-faced lie.
Wow.
Interesting take.
How do you substantiate that claim? Like, how do you substantiate that?
The same way you can substantiate yours is my perception.
No, that's not.
They wrote a perception of what happened, and none of them were there. They're only making that up off of what they perceive.
It's built around the whole system that we're talking about, which is the entire crux of this conversation, sir. So we can assume that based upon the idea of those systems being in place, that these men did in fact do those things to that woman, based on the fact that the misogynistic ideas are.
Hold on. Why would men? Okay, right? Because you said it's his story. Why would men report that they did these bad things if they didn't do these bad things?
She didn't write this, by the way. That's a fair point.
A lot of stuff men have reported that they've actually done, and they've never done it. Okay,
that doesn't make sense.
And what I'm saying is, all of us.
That doesn't answer his question, James.
Same movie, and each one of us could have a different reason.
But James, that doesn't answer his question at all. It's not like so. Listen to what he actually. I think that's a freaking great question. Why would the men who did the thing write about it and say this stuff? Like, why if they didn't do it for that reason?
There are men in history who claim they've unalived.
That doesn't answer the question. That doesn't answer the question, James.
Some people like to lie about stuff.
So these men would, but James, why would they lie about doing this thing for this reason? Why would they lie about it? What's the benefit?
Why do people lie?
No, you don't answer a question with a question. That makes it okay. Hold on, let me read the super chat. James, and this is true. And this is what JW was saying, by the way. James's argument sounds very similar to the argument to excuse DV or the R word. Absolutely, very similar.
Exactly,
same thing.
Well, y'all answered my question. Thank you very much. I'll drop.
Okay.
Oh boy.
What's going on today, man? Are we okay, you guys? Are we okay? It's not even, well, it's not nighttime where I'm at. It's not even night. This is crazy. It's broad daylight where I'm at. This is nuts. They said the freeze come out at night. Y'all wilding. It's early.
Too close to the fireworks yesterday.
Y'all not supposed to stare directly at the fireworks, fam. Y'all not supposed to breathe in all that gunpowder. You're supposed to stay upwind, not downwind. That's crazy.
Sosa was in charge of the fireworks yesterday.
It's getting spooky. It's getting domestic in here. Hey.
Can I
Wait.
just, guys, before you join the panel, can you just take a moment to like maybe consider what side of the conversation you're defending? Maybe. Or just breathe.
JW is he thinks people come up here with like a like they have like a real point to make. I love him for that because he still has faith in a lot of these people. But yeah, when you talk to him enough, brother, you'll see they don't have no point.
I'm still deconstructing.
Yeah, you still breaking it down, brother. They don't have no point. You know, you expect a lot of that out of these people. Ain't too much you can expect out of them. This gentleman, let's bring him up. He's been tapping in the comments for a while. I'll be amazed at some of the stuff y'all be saying. Shocked even. Lance House, come on up, brother. Come on up, brother. Let me hear this. This is we got an echo. Try to get rid of that echo, fam. I just wanted you to I want you to ask that question to us now. What are you talking about? What wouldn't we say to his face?
Oh, you talking about me?
Yeah, you said you wouldn't say that to his face. What wouldn't we say to his face?
I said a whole bunch of stuff. That was like a little, appetizer. I said a whole bunch of things. But I'm just saying, as soon as he left, I was talking trash too. I was just basically saying, as soon as he left, all of a sudden people want to talk about a person like, he was stupid, or he ugly, or, like as soon as the person leave, all of a sudden. So I'm just like, say all that while a person there. If you feel he's stupid or whatever you got to say, if other people want to jump on or chime in, don't wait till he leave and then be like, man, I'm glad that's over. Don't be one of them people. Say it while he there. I want you to leave. You get on my nerves. You don't know what you're talking about. Say it to his face. But, I mean, if that's how you really feel, we don't got to sit up here and start talking about the man that was just on, so as soon as a person leave out the box, we got to talk trash about him for 5 or 10 minutes. Like, yeah, he was this, he was that. Nobody even in the comments knows.
Hold on. Let him go, JW. Let him go, JW.
The guy that just left was a disgusting misogynist, and you're okay with defending that?
He is.
What did he say that was misogynist? So, because I don't know what misogyny means.
Everything.
You see what I'm saying? You just throwing out big words, but you can't explain it.
Misogyny is what? That's not a big word. That's a
word you can't explain.
You don't think we can explain what misogyny is?
Now you saying we, so you looking for a crowd. No, this is just you, one person. Be a man.
I wasn't even the one that brought the word up, Lance.
What did he say that was misogynistic, sir?
Lance, the entire every word that came out of that man's mouth was misogynist.
All right, well, tell me. I'm saying I don't know what misogynistic means. I'm saying just tell me one thing.
Lance, calm down, dude. I'm trying to get there. So misogyny is the hate of women.
I'm saying, what did he say that was a hate for women?
Lance, everything that he was talking about was subordinating of women. That's the language.
So you're not going to say one.
I'll tell you what he said, Lance. He said that the woman that was unalived by a group of men for being smart might have been a witch, and basically was like justifying her being unalived by this group of men.
All right, y'all talking about American history. Everybody know about the witches.
This wasn't
not America.
You think you childish Gambino. This is not America, brother. We was talking about this is Greek. This was about Greece.
When the witches got burned up.
No.
We talking about a woman in Egypt.
I thought she said in Greece. She said it was Greek. Hypatia was Greek, right?
So she was of Greek descent, but she was unalived in Alexandria, Egypt.
Oh, okay. Bet.
In the 400s.
Go ahead.
Say something, because y'all are men, so I don't know if y'all just don't know how to follow directions or what. But Lance came up with very clear directions.
I told him.
Lance, I don't like you. You're getting on my nerves.
There you go.
And I think you're stupid.
There you go.
I would like you to leave.
Hey, yo, I swear to God, when I say this, and I mean this with every fiber of my beings, BPG and Adorna Lukes are like my absolute most favorite people on this app. And no, it's not even a question. They literally the most.
It's not hard to be ugly.
Boy, shut up.
Ugly words.
Nobody's talking.
Oh wait, hey.
No intelligence at all.
Hey, wait a minute. You can say a lot of things about the people up here, but calling us ugly is disrespectful, sir. That's why I draw the line. That's a damn lie. Now you done cross the line, sir.
The whole squad, man. Yo, ugly is like ugly words. You can say ugly. Ugly doesn't have to mean face.
Okay.
You don't have to be ugly.
Say ugly on the inside then. I'll take that. We vain up here. I ain't allowing you to lie on nobody up here now.
So that's even fair. I like your shape up. So the things that guy was saying was ugly, Lance. And so yes, we said mean things about the person that says ugly things. That's I feel like that's fair. No? Why would you stick up for this?
No, I was talking about the lady that came up here and said she didn't like me. I was talking about that. That was the ugly thing.
I know, but
I don't like you either. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a fan. I felt like you just came up here because you wanted attention.
I brought him up. Just FYI, I brought him up. He ain't had to be up here. I invited him up. He made a weird comment. I brought him up.
You don't have to like me because I didn't even speak to you. So you're just trying to jump in, trying to be down.
No, I don't. I'm just telling you how I feel. I'm just saying I don't like you.
Wait, isn't that what you were just doing?
Feeling right now because you're not a part of this.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Time out. Time out, y'all. I don't want to get my live banned. I think this might be bordering on that, like we being abusive to somebody, and I don't want to do that. I just got my live back. Let's be nice. Okay. Lance House, do you want to say something about the prompt or anything else, or did you want to go?
Are men predators or protectors? Is that what you want me to speak on?
I wanted to give you the chance that you came up here. I want to give you the opportunity to speak on whatever you want to speak on. If not, you could leave.
Nah, I don't know what the topic is right now. It's not clear.
I mean, that's the topic, but yeah.
We know. All right, bro.
You said we know? Mr. Jones.
Lance, don't get distracted.
You trying to be antagonistic, like, come on,
I didn't say that. JW said that. Yeah, that was me.
Well, whoever said it sound like you.
Then calm down, brother.
You need to close your mouth because you sound like you always talking.
JW. I mean, I'm sorry, not JW. Lance.
Of course people gonna think you the criminal.
Lance, why you? What's going on, fam? You all right, brother? Can you please? Did you want to answer the question or did you want to go?
Are men predators or protectors? I mean, come on, guys. How you gonna ask is men predators or protectors? You understand?
I asked.
About that. Of course, men are everything. Without men, you don't have anything. You understand what I mean by that?
I love that.
What?
Without men,
we don't have anything.
Yeah, without men, we don't.
Everything.
Yeah.
We the predators, we the non-predators. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
We everything. Without humans, there's no more personalities left. It's just us, men and women. So we are everything. We the good people, we the bad people, we the criminals, and we the we the stand-up citizens. We are everything.
So let me ask you a question, Lance.
We can't generalize.
Lance, hold on, brother. Let me ask you a question. With that said, and I agree to some extent, you're right. We're everything. We're all over the place. But I got to ask you a question, and you can unmute when you get ready because you're muted right now. But I got a question for you. If somebody did something to you, like tried to unalive you, or if an adult man, like touched you when you were a baby or a child or something like that, took advantage of you, raped one of your family, something like that, right? Did something very egregious. But then that same man also bought you like groceries or like paid for you to go to college or something like that. How would you feel about that man? Would you judge him by the worst thing he did or the best thing he did?
Well, that's a horror movie, and of course, I'm like, that's bad. You know, somebody buying you groceries after touching you, and all that. You know what I mean? That's like, that's like hitting somebody with a hammer and asking you, does this feel pain? Yeah, it feels pain. No, this is like, no, that's an obvious.
Lance, can you answer my question though?
I never been through that.
I know, but can you answer?
Like, that's
Lance.
not good. How do you say that in a way that
Lance, hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. Can you answer the question though? How would you judge that person? You didn't. Would you judge that person by the worst thing they did or by the best thing they did?
I would judge them by the worst thing they did.
Okay. So how can men be protectors and predators?
Are you really asking me? You want me to say that some people are predators and other people are not? Is that what you want me to say?
Nope.
I thought you probably could figure that out already.
Nope. It's not what I'm asking you.
Okay. Are you asking me? I'm not saying that the same man is the predator and the protector. I'm saying because you're saying men. So
Yeah,
you mean
as a group.
every man in the world.
Nope.
And I'm saying some men are protectors and some men are predators. And you saying what now?
I think most men are predators.
All right, but that's how you feel though. You ask me, and I
Let me ask you a question. What if? Man, you got a hell of an echo, bro. What if most women, if we let's say we could poll every woman in the world, and the vast majority, and we ask them, women, have you ever been preyed upon? And then most women say, yes, I've been preyed upon. So therefore, most women are prey. Would that convince you that most men are predators if most women have been preyed upon?
Let me ask you a question because this is a great time. I'm glad you say because this is what you do. You play word games, but I was married for 12 years, so I my wife, she taught me how to play these word games, so I understand when they come in. So this is the word game here. It's called prey. Now we all know that when an animal searches for prey, it kills it. And so, but he's not talking about somebody getting killed, somebody getting attacked. What he's talking about in the woman that he's in the example, he's saying like, has a guy ever tried to get your phone number? That's what he mean by prey.
That's not what I mean.
He has the intensity on it as if it's prey, like hunting.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Like the serial killers and stuff.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Serial unalive.
Hold on, that's stupid. That's not what I'm talking about.
So you saying most women that you know, they had somebody try to unalive them?
No.
So what do you mean by them being a prey? What is a prey?
They were manipulated. They were coerced. They were abused.
They were used, and they didn't manipulate and use the other person. They wasn't using each other.
No, that's stupid. That typically doesn't happen.
Oh, that's stupid.
That's dumb. Yeah.
So you saying people don't use each other?
Not at the same time.
Okay.
Usually one person is getting used, and then that's typically how it happens.
How can you tell if somebody if I'm giving you money, you giving me money, I'm giving you things, you giving me things? How can you tell?
Then how are you using each other? If it's mutual, nobody's getting. Hold on, wait, Lance. If it's mutual, then you're not using each other. That doesn't make sense.
I mean, you could be. I give you a gift because I know you got money to give me a gift, and then we play the little gift, the little lower end gift games to get the upper end gift games. People play those games. So just because somebody is giving, that don't mean it's always on the up and up. People use each other all the time.
This is not giving rational. This is giving illogical.
You're saying that women are prey because basically they don't do nothing. These women, no women ever did nothing. No woman ever got nothing out the deal ever. So every woman has just been broken. Is that what you're saying?
Can you guys help me? I'm tired.
Based on the statistics, based on the overwhelming amount of majority of women who share that.
What?
Hold on, Lance. You gotta be muted when everybody else talks because you have an echo. So when they're done, then unmute and talk, and then we'll mute up. But let JW go on the BPG. Go ahead.
I would rather hear from BPG. To be honest with you, she's a woman, and yeah, so I'll yield there.
Yeah, that's smart.
I'm not sure what y'all want me to say. I said that this was dumb 20 minutes ago. Like I don't know.
Help me.
I don't have anything. Like he already said he doesn't know what misogyny is. He doesn't understand what a predator is. There's no conversation really to even like be had.
Damn it, BPG.
You are taking what you're essentially doing, and this is no offense by this. I mean, if you take offense, that's not my business, truthfully. But you're taking a kindergartner and you are throwing them in a 400 level collegiate class, and you're saying, do the work. And they going, Mommy, I don't get it. And you're going, well, you just do the work. And they go, I don't know how to write my name. And you go, I want a thesis on misogyny and patriarchy and its effects on the larger community.
Come on.
And they are writing their name as red.
God damn it. The calmness of these readings.
That's what it is. So I'm not sure. You already been accused of using for books. I don't know what else I have nothing to give. I don't know.
I just needed to know what was all right, BBG. She's done, clearly. Community, please count our super chats towards the drops. I do count them towards the drops. You guys just have to specify. I definitely would count them towards the drops. YouTube's want to help bounce these clowns, keep the live alive. Appreciate you. Absolutely. I got you. If you long as you put it in there, I'm a recognize it. Regina Ray, appreciate the super chat. She said BPG is the auntie I always wanted / needed. Number 2, can BPG recommend any books on feminism aside from Bell Hooks books? That was for you, BPG.
Oh, is that my go?
Yeah, that was your go from Regina.
Oh, shoot. Let me turn my camera on.
Give her 2, okay? Don't be up having us talking about 17 books. Give her 2.
Okay, well, whatever. You get mad at me. You brought the man up.
I'm not even mad. You got mad at me because you was blaming me because hey, it is one. I can't even make an argument with this.
But I actually talked about this book. So, Brief History of Misogyny. You can screenshot that. The World's Oldest Prejudice.
She's on the YouTube. She can't even see you right now. But Brief History of Misogyny. Okay.
Jack Lacan is a lot for most people. It's The Second Sex by Simone de Beauvoir is really, really freaking good. It's really good. That's a great reference. Oh, and this one is good too.
All right. So, what did y'all learn from these feminist books? What's the snapshot of what's going on? What's the idea?
The synopsis.
You don't know what misogyny means. I can't explain to you anything that's in these books.
Yeah, we learned what the word misogyny meant. What was this? What was the second one? BBG. I'm typing it.
The Second Sex by Simone de Beauvoir.
I'm not typing that name. I'm not. She get. Once you type in The Second Sex, it'll come up. It'll pop up. Yeah, I'm not typing in.
Okay, y'all got it.
Yeah, we got it. There you go. There you go, Regina.
What was misogynistic, but they never told me. They just said everything was.
Are we still
Hey man, I don't drop people like that, man. That's he up here, man. He rock.
You haven't had nothing to say yet, friend. Like literally nothing.
Y'all got me. I can't even take this live seriously right now.
Did he say? Are you still married, Lance?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not married anymore.
Hell no.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but you know what though? I was married 12 years. Let me see how many people could do that.
Oh, me?
Yeah, been there, done that. Yeah, been there, done that.
I think BPG been married for her whole life. When you and TBA get married?
I have been married going on 13 years.
Yeah, BBG been married as long as she been grown.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was too. I got married at 22.
But she's still married.
Yeah. Oh, it's quiet there.
No, she's still married.
I'm still married, and I met my husband when I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
Not me, Lance. I'm still single.
Okay, I guess. Okay.
I muted him because the echo's killing me. Jay Moves, what's good with it, fam?
How you doing? I'm good. On this question of, am I just gonna jump right into it?
Please jump right into it. We need a palate cleanser from Lance. Hey, y'all, keep liking the lives. Get over 200,000. Bang the cash app one time. Keep the live alive. Y'all know what it is, man. Keep going, brother. I'm listening.
Well, when it comes to the question of are men predators or protectors, I guess this sounds kind of silly, but I think it's like predators or protectors of what? If you're talking about protectors of themselves, I would say more often than not, yes, like men are like protecting of themselves. And I guess they do. These both kind of tie to each other. So I would say men kind of protect themselves in situations where it's just like, I guess, kind of sometimes holding accountability or stuff like that when it comes to like misogyny and dating and things of that nature. So yes, they can be predatory in dating because as a man, when you date, you don't necessarily have to be a good person to be successful in the world of dating. Like, I think it's like, one thing I recently discovered is just like, it's kind of crazy sometimes when you really think about it, but like being kind of like empathetic and like a good partner in certain things like that is kind of like, what's it called? It's kind of something you can choose to do, not something that's kind of mandatory to be successful in dating.
Wait, I got a question, and I'm stealing it from Jay because this question is so spot on. Jay said, "Why can't y'all just read the question and answer it?" Damn.
Yo, I was thinking the same thing, bro. I swear to God.
That's why I had to read it because I figured we all was thinking the same thing. Like, where are we going with this? Why we can't just never read the question? The questions be good. I'll be taking a lot of time. I know they just be one sentence to y'all, but I'll be taking a lot of time to make these prompts. I make the prompt. I feel like it's a good question. And then it's like we do this weird argument. Like, let me reset, Jay Moves. Can you answer the question? Are men predators or protectors? I want to let me start over again, man, because I missed everything. I didn't understand anything you were saying. I think that's why. And I'm sorry to get upset with you because it ain't you. It's really other guests, and it's just I'm boiling it over you, so that's my fault. But can we answer the question? Maybe try a different approach. Let's simplify it. Are men predators or protectors in your mind?
More often than not, they would be predators, but I think it's like yes, I would just say to make it in a black and white world, I would say more often than not they're predators.
Okay, that's fair. They got 10. They got 10 on Lance's head, by the way. Yes, and you can make your point. You could be nuanced in your response. Now that's fine. I just wanted to know, where you stood on it. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes to like specifically, I would say like the protective part is usually more often than not protectors of like abusers or people who are usually doing harm in community and stuff like that. Because I think people aren't really educated specifically on like, I guess, dynamics of relationships that are like negative that people don't really. I don't know how to explain it, but it's more like. I don't want to boil this down to something completely different, but I think this is more of like it isn't really like a nature versus nurture argument. I feel like it's more like we're all socialized to kind of like operate in this one specific way. And then kind of like when you break out of that socialization is when you can determine whether you want to be the predator or the protector, which sounds insane to say. But I feel like more often than not, men kind of have to make that choice, or men make that choice in one way, shape, or form.
Do you think most men? Do you think most men have been predators? And I'm not saying like every man is actively a predator. No.
No, I think most men are predators. Yeah.
Oh, you think most men have been or are actively predators? Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. And what ways does it? And what does it look like to you? Like when, like beyond actual violence or whatever, but like in what other ways?
I could be predators in like power imbalances, or like dating women who are like significantly
younger
than them. So being groomers, it can show up in like
more if they're poorer than them, like socioeconomic statuses. Yeah.
It's like financial abuse, stuff like that too. So it can show up in a lot of different ways.
See, y'all was judging Jay moves. Look at that man. That man came with the word.
Are they coming at me crazy?
Little bit. You came up here on some word salad type shit, and we was just like,
oh no, I mean, cause I feel like I don't know. I think maybe it's because the way I think like sometimes one or two line or one line question kind of like isn't like enough because I think sometimes it needs like full context for it.
y'all got 15.
It's because of all of the
So wait,
Y'all got 15 on Lance head, by the way. We got 15 on Lance head, by the way.
You saying most men are groomers?
No.
That's what he just said. He said that's what happens. They say they do grooming.
I can have the conversation with Lance. I didn't say that most men are groomers. I said most men are predators and they're dating. So sometimes when it comes to, I think most of the dating standards that we have are predatory. So in the sense that you would say like, usually like your partner is supposed to be like much younger than you. When I think it's like when dating somebody younger than you or significantly younger than you, they're usually not going to be as experienced as you or have an understanding you've reached at your specific age, or whether it's like a 7-year age difference or whatever the case may be. It's like they're very lost or confused, or they don't know, they can't even fathom being at the age you are and having the understanding that you do. So while you understand certain things and you may be emotionally immature in certain aspects, they don't understand that. So they'll basically just accept whatever you put forward. And because you know better or you know best, you can kind of just force them to believe or mold them into the person that you want them to be.
And men quite often do that. Like, look.
No, I understand what you're saying, but you said that most men are groomers, and he said, "Well, what does that look like?" And you said, "No, you said most men are predators," and he said, "What does that look like?" And you said grooming. So you saying all of those men, the most men, are all groomers?
Yeah, Lance, do you think that it's okay to date a woman that's 10
saying
years younger than
any
you?
other thing that they do is only grooming?
Lance,
that's the only thing that makes them a predator?
No, there's more.
25 to drop Lance, by the way.
He was talking for like 45 seconds.
Lance, would you date a woman that's 10 years younger than you?
No, I don't like young women. I always dated older women. I used to date when I was dating an old woman when I was in school. She used to drop me off to school and everything.
That's crazy.
Why y'all just be?
In that sentence, we can kind of flip the argument, and you were somebody who was being preyed on.
How do y'all just be openly just admitting that y'all was victims? How'd that just be flying off y'all tongue so easily? That's crazy. Sorry to hear that, Lance, man. You was a victim, brother. Man, that sucks. How y'all be just letting that just flow like that? How that just be coming out just like so easily? That's crazy. Are men predatory in relationships? Absolutely. 94.92% said absolutely. Not at all. 1.69%. Ever so often, 3.39%. So overwhelmingly, the women and whoever voted in that poll, about 60 people voted. They said overwhelmingly, yeah, men are predatory.
All right, let's ask a question, right? If
yes.
we all live right in the same type of neighborhood, right? So the guys are being predatory, and you trying to tell me the women ain't looking for a man with some money? They ain't trying to look for something they can move fast on. They ain't nobody else. It's like are we living in a predatory society where it's like everything is the.
Hey, they preyed on Lance.
Yo,
hey.
I'm so done with y'all tonight.
Hey, they preyed on Lance, man. They was out there being predatory on that boy head. They stalked that boy. And they stalked that boy and hunted him down. Put that thing to him. They put that little spark to him, put a part to him. That was crazy.
Hey, BPG. I might break out the book tonight.
Damn, this shit funny, man.
This has been the wildest night.
I might break out the book tonight. I might just adopt Jim Crow Jesus this evening.
For something, because you need somebody to pray to after these lives. That's what I be feeling like. I need to unpack the live. I mean, that's why I started doing the compression live too, because I be thinking we need like a cool, chill place to just be like, what the hell did we just go through for the last 4 hours? Like, what just happened? We were getting beat up for 3 hours. People been yelling at us. They confused JW with Mr. Jones. Jay Smooth came up here yapping and then turned out to be awesome. What's going on? This shit is weird. It's the wild, wild west. I never be knowing what's gonna happen. I'm always shocked. Like every time people come up, I'll be shocked.
We in the Twilight Zone right now.
You know what? I'm not even joking when I say this, right? Ever since like 2015, 2016, I swear, like we've been in the upside down. Like there was a time loop or something, and we got stuck in, I don't know, in some other dimension, because just like shit don't, like the math don't be mathing anymore. Like we got folks, and this is something I meant to ask you earlier, BPG. Like, does it piss you off the same way it pisses me off when people say common sense?
Oh my God, I hate common sense.
It doesn't?
No.
It literally.
That's why it pisses me off, because it's never common sense.
Right. Because I mean, not only that, like if you understood, like common sense literally means the sense of the commoners, like people who aren't well educated, people who aren't well read, people that don't really know. Like it was once upon a time, it was common sense that black people could be slaves. Why are you saying this?
It doesn't bother me because I let red flags wave.
Okay.
Common sense is never common. That's the saying. It's never common. Yeah. I stopped using it a long time ago too. I don't even know when I stopped. It just like naturally happened. I was like, yeah, that's a weird thing to say. I say critical thinking. You know what I mean? I use like those types of phrases, but I don't like common sense is like, who the hell knows? Or I say logical. Like, is it logical? That's more important to me. Is it logical? If it's common or not, I don't care. Because we as a group of people, humans do a bunch of things that aren't logical, but it's common. Right? We eat candy. It ain't logical really to eat candy, but it's common. I love candy, but it ain't really logical. It ain't really logical. Candy is, what kind of candy you eating?
Mike and Ike's.
Damn, that's a bomb. Tropical.
Some Mike and Ike's. I'm not gonna lie.
Tropical. What?
Actually, it's the original. Right?
The OGs, them fire too. The OGs original.
So I went to the dollar store yesterday and I got all this candy left.
Listen, Five Below. I don't know if y'all have a Five Below near you.
We do.
If you about to go to the movies or you about to go out, you know what I'm saying, with the kids, and you need some snacks, Five Below is the vibe.
Damn, man. Five Below got every candy on the planet. Even be having all the 2000 snacks. Because it got the freeze dried candies there too. And I made a mistake and bought them and they nasty as hell. I bought the worms.
They got every single type of Haribo gummy bears. They got all of the different types of Mike and Ike's, all the different types of Starburst. They got the whole pink pack. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
I guess
They got Dollar Tree was the first place I saw Sprite flavored Skittles, and I've been addicted to them. I mean Sprite flavored Tic Tacs. Sprite flavored Tic Tacs. Fire.
I've never seen that before.
I never seen them either until I seen them. Then I was like, oh shit, these exist? Crazy. Let me read this super chat from my boy Anthony, man. Appreciate the super chat. He said, I thought a lot about age difference when I'm ready to date. I'm 39, but I won't date younger than 30 or older than 50 personally. That sounds about right.
I don't know, 39 to 50, that's elite. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Them 50-year-olds gonna run circles around you. But if you like it, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna hold you. That's for them to decide. That's for the 50-year-old to decide. But yeah, I Angela, you say 50. I know Angela Bassett older than 50, but I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, I could, if I was single, I definitely, talk to an AB. AB can holler at me. That's all I'm saying. AB can holler at your boy one time. If I was single and AB can't, I think AB in her 60 or 58 or something, she damn near 60. I don't care. But I like her husband though. He cool as hell.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, 39 to 50 is a little bit of a leap for me.
She's 65? Yeah. They said she's 66. That's cool. I could do that. Yeah.
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett she one of them ones, man. She one of them ones.
You have not looked at a 65-year-old at the grocery store and said, you know what, baby?
I wouldn't know she was 65. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If she I've seen some women in their 60s, and I didn't know that I know because when I was selling cars, I've taken driver's license, you know what I'm saying? And I done been with some women. I was like, and And I look at the license. I know she was a little older or whatever. I figured maybe 5 years older than me or something. 60 years old, 62 years. I'm like, damn, good for her. I didn't seen that before.
You do look good.
Yeah, Angela Bassett one of them ones. That's all. I'm just saying Angela Bassett one of them ones. And if Anthony runs into his Angela Bassett, his 50-year-old Angela Bassett, I ain't gonna hold him. I'm rooting for him in that case. Like I said, she gonna run circles around you. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. You get a 50-year-old woman, I don't think you can keep up. I don't think a 30-year-old man can keep 30-plus-year-old man can keep up with a 50-year-old woman. I don't think it's possible. Personally,
she know too much about herself.
She know way too. I don't think you stand a chance.
Talking about everything. What you talking about?
I don't think you stand a chance. Personally, I don't think you stand a chance. But if you like it, I love it. If you like it, I love it.
Once you get older,
the point that I was making though, like, oh, I'm sorry, BBG, go ahead.
Once you get older as a woman, you do have a sense of self that I think a lot of men can't compete with, and that's why honestly they would rather be predatory with younger women than to just like go for women they age and not miss out. Because look, Nelly spent that block so hard, he turned that corner back around.
Nelly's stupid.
He is.
Nelly wasted. How many years was they divorced?
They weren't divorced. They wasn't ever married.
Oh, whatever they was broken up, or how many years was they broken up? Yeah, he's stupid. He wasted all that time because she got 10 times better during that time. She got 10 times better. Like the day she broke up with Nelly till the day they got back together, I was like, this is like, when did this happen? Like she always been pretty. I was like, Jeep, like he's stupid.
Ashanti is bad as hell. And the crazy part is, my husband, I get on my husband's nerves so bad about Ashanti, like all the time, because I be like, oh my gosh, she is so freaking fine. And it's not just like physically, there is something about her aura that's just like, she just gives off good vibes.
I like her. She a nice person. Yeah, she comes off like a nice person.
She really seems like a cool person. So for him to, I mean, good for him. He stopped, I guess, wasting his own time. I don't know, because I think he had to come to the table with something. He had to come.
Nelly, I'm convinced that Nelly thoroughly and utterly has grown up as a person. That's what I would like to believe for her to take him back. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think he spun the block and is the same dude. I do believe that he really is like. I think he evolved. That's how my brain thinks. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I hope. But yeah, a ring and a baby. Yeah, I think he did personally.
But that's what I was trying to say though. Like women figure out a lot about themselves, about life, about what they're willing to tolerate. Much sooner than men do, in my opinion.
Yep.
And by the time they've eclipsed you by 6-7 years. Whatever, you know what I'm saying, like game you're trying to run or nonsense you're trying to spit. They're like, I don't know. PR for real. From like then trauma responses. They built up so many trauma responses by this time.
Hey, hold on.
They hit 40. They don't got time for your shit no more.
Hold on. This person said, formerly known as said, now she baby mama number 4. Why y'all be doing that to me? Y'all hate love. Y'all some love haters, man. Y'all need to go back and listen to that Andre. I need to go listen to that 3 Stacks, man. Y'all some love haters for real. She said she baby mama number 4 is diabolical, man. That's crazy.
She is a little brave for that, because I think he collected some of them baby mamas while they was broke up. So I don't know if I would have did it personally, but I'm happy for them. Good for them.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I don't know about y'all, but I don't too much get involved in rich people business. I don't know what rich people be doing, but I don't know. Like rich people having babies is different than my broke ass having a baby. So I don't know. I don't know what that man could, that robot off the Jetsons. He could, for all I know, he bought that lady a robot off the Jetsons, and she got a nanny and a robot, and she got one of them kitchens that cook dinner. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. And I have no clue how they get down. You know what I'm saying? But somebody said Rosie, yeah. I don't know. I don't get involved in rich people business. Y'all don't hear me comment too much on when they do their little interpersonal stuff. I have no idea. But yeah, baby mama number 4 on the street sounds crazy. Baby mama number 4 for a multimillionaire that went diamond twice. I don't know.
Airman Smith said in the chat that you hate men.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Who Who? Invite him up.
Airman Smith.
Invite that person up, Airman Smith. Come on up here, brother. Let's have a discussion. Mr. Airman Smith. I love when they just come and say it with their chest like that. That'd be my. We could just cut to. Oh, don't deny the request, Mr. Airman Smith. You a soldier. Come up here, brother. Stand at attention. Oh, he denied the request. Oh, now we gonna mute that brother. I'm sorry, Airman. You can come up and get unmuted, fam. You can come up and get unmuted. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, stand 10 toes in that. Yeah, stand 10 toes down. That's all I'll be asking is for y'all to say it with y'all chest one time. That's it. Is that too much to ask? But hey, y'all know what time it is. Oh, it's 8:20. It's dinner time for your boy. I'm ready to get ghost.
Yeah, I'm about to bounce, bro. I'm gonna go to bed. It's much later here.
I know, man. It's 11:30 over there.
They said I was being messy anyway, so I'm gonna take my messy ass to sleep.
You wasn't being messy. It was all fun to me.
I was being messy.
Go ahead, Mr. BPG.
It was something. But before I go though, I don't like your skin routine.
Is it the lighting?
I already told you I didn't like the lighting.
You just see how many. I got a lot of lights right now, man. I got a lot of lights. I took BPG's notes and we done got the lights popping and everything. So I got some.
How we can kind of see the green screen behind you.
On this one, you got to go on the Hey, shout out to my peoples on the YouTubes. They get the YouTubes. It look beautiful. My background beautiful. It's popping, but on here you don't. They don't allow you to do it with the green screen in the back. It's weird. So
I don't like the gifting gold that you chose.
You don't like the donuts? What should I go with, man? Roses?
I don't even know why you put up with this shit.
I got it. I love it. That's the funniest thing. My brain is not wired properly. So I like first of all, I like roasted, and I really like getting roasted for real. Like that's one of my favorite pastimes. But y'all my people, so that's the other part of it.
I can see you put your little lights up. You ain't put that softbox on, but I can see you put your lights up.
What's the softbox, BPG? That's something that my wife got. What you talking about?
It goes over the light.
Oh, I got one of them little things.
Is it on the light? The light on whatever light you got on.
How you know? That's crazy. You knew that because it ain't over there.
Because I do this for a living in real life. I can tell by how the light is on your face.
You a professional.
I have a softbox on that right side of your face.
My wife got a softbox. That's what I call it.
I don't like how you're being educated on lighting.
Hold on, I'm gonna throw the softbox on right now. Give me a second.
Why y'all think I be lying? I don't be lying.
I know you don't be lying, BPG.
Money don't mean it don't be true. Like,
hold on.
I know what I'm saying.
Let me throw the softbox on.
I ain't suggesting nothing to you that I don't actually know about. I can tell the difference between a hard light and a soft light.
Let me throw the softbox on for myself.
You think I paid them folks $60,000 for that stupid degree just to not know nothing?
I know you know. That's why I asked you for your input. Okay, that's one of them. Oh, the other one don't even got it. Okay, I gotta find it. It's probably in the box somewhere. But I put one of them on. I don't know if it changed anything. It didn't. It looked the same.
I'm gonna say it's whatever one is on your I think it's flipped on here, so it gotta be your right hand side. I don't know.
How did you know that?
Because I can tell.
This is scary. You're scary good at this. It is on my right hand side.
Yeah.
His skin way too glowy for me. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Because I'm hydrated. This is crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
I drink a little water every night. I'm about to drink some water right now and eat dinner. Hey, but on some real though, I'm about to eat. I gotta go. I gotta eat. We gotta start this other live. You know what I'm saying? I love the love. I will be on tomorrow again. Y'all go. Hey, I got some videos on the YouTubes. You know, go check them out. They're fun. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Bang the Cash App on the way out for your boy $1 a do. You know what I'm saying? Run it up one time. Give, hit the guest with a give go. I mean, with some gives. JW, appreciate you, brother. Mr. Jones, BPG, love y'all. Anybody in the box, anybody that's in the box, all the subs in the box is trying to come up right now. We about to start the decompression live. Y'all definitely come up and do your thing. I'm about to restart the live. Give me about 2 minutes. It'll be up here, man. Shout out to the best mods in the business. Shout out to everybody on YouTube's. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the super chats, all the stickers. Let me shout everybody out. Heidi, Tropicita, that's a dope name. Joanna, Community and Culture, appreciate you. Regina Ray, Mud Hat, appreciate it. Oh, hold on, let me see. James' argument sound very. Oh yeah, no, we read that already. Yep, and Anthony, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate the love. Appreciate all the new subs, all the old subs, everybody that resubscribe. Appreciate y'all. Get ready for the decompression live on TikTok. If y'all want to come over from YouTube, come over to TikTok, come join the decompression live, and everybody gonna,